Hello, I'm Ashley. I'm the housemate.
We're doing Subnautica.
Subnautica.
I just beat this like an hour ago, and then we're just going upstairs to the recording room where we do Pokemon and it's Overcooked and shit. And Ashley, who is Marty's wife.
My wife.
Marty's here also.
Yay!
Hello, Marty.
Hi.
Ashley, as mentioned in the first episode of the series, plays a lot of Subnautica, and she finally pushed through to beat the game.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Once the fire was under her ass because I was starting the game.
Yeah, thank you for
She had to
that.
beat me first, but then once she beat the game, she just started speedrunning it. So now Ashley's doing a speedrun. So she'll be playing today. And Marty doesn't know what's happening necessarily.
I have no idea.
But he's here for emotional support.
I've seen some pretty pictures and some islands and some creatures. I've never played this game.
And I'm here to be really weirded out by how fast this will be over. After playing this game for over 2 months.
And I'm going to try really hard not to skip the intro.
Yeah, do not skip the cutscenes at the beginning and
Gonna
end.
try not to skip them. It's force of habit. So, start new game. I am playing in survival mode, even though the food and water doesn't really matter, and you'll see why
it's
in
just,
a bit.
It's just the real mode.
The real mode.
The one that counts.
The real mode, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that matters.
Don't touch Ashley.
I don't know shit about what makes a legit speedrun or what the standards are. So
Typically, a Subnautica speedrun starts after this loading screen. When
I mean like the formatting for the video.
Oh.
Both editing and on YouTube.
Oh.
It's like, I don't know. We're just calling it a speedrun because it is.
Well, so it's a speed run in that she is going to be doing it quickly, but she isn't using like speedrunner timers.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I'll put a timer on the screen.
And
it's easy.
I'll be at like 3-4 hours or 3.5 hours instead of the world record of 45 minutes,
Jesus.
which I am not going to do that. There are a lot of tips and tricks that you can use to speedrun this faster, but I
So
feel
right now
like,
bad things are happening.
feel like they're horrible. Yeah. I hate that panel.
Does the panel bother you?
Yeah.
Just the way
panel
it
bothers.
flops.
That's why the panel bothers me.
Oh. Ow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a known angry panel.
Yeah.
That panel has done things to you over the years.
Okay. I hope I don't run out of battery on my mouse. Okay.
That would be a problem.
Yeah, if that happens, hit escape to pause it, then...
No, escape doesn't pause the timer.
Yeah, but it can pause my timer.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Hey.
You're on fire.
So the
Whatever.
proper speedrun tactic for putting out the fire is to light yourself on fire.
Yes.
Proper speedrun.
That puts it out faster.
The proper speedrun tactic is usually not bothering to put out the fire.
Oh.
Do you just
And-
access this terminal while on fire?
No. During the cutscene, you can hold escape to skip the cutscene altogether, and you don't have the loading, the PDA, or the putting out the fire.
What?
Yeah.
Weird. Wait, if you skip the intro, there's no fire?
Yeah.
What? What a weird mechanic. Oh, Rabbit Ray. I didn't remember that was like the first thing you see. Whoa! I'm sorry, I had to just ignore. I've never seen a different spawn for this game before.
Oh.
So I was like, that's not what it looks like under the pod.
Well, it does now.
Ooh, I'm in this area. Okay.
You're at floaters?
Yeah.
What a weird spawn. Okay.
I need...
Oh, that's a really convenient clip for the Cyclops. This is a really good spawning point for being able to dock the Cyclops. There's so much verticality.
By the way, thank you for telling me about the spacebar makes you go up faster. I played 200 hours without knowing that
Wow.
prior.
You just kept swimming up.
Well, because I don't play lots of video games, so I didn't know.
So what are you doing right now?
Right now, I am gathering all of my resources for my early tools. So I have to build a knife, fin, scanner, a flashlight, a rebreather, a high-capacity O2 tank, a sea glide, and a habitat
A
builder.
flashlight.
I know some
You
of those
can't survive
words.
this game blind.
I personally don't like to. Again, it's one of those things I could.
Well, the viewers will thank you for being able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will make it a lot more exciting.
And
Titanium.
I really only need it for like the first 3 days and then a couple of random spots, and then I don't need it.
Oh, you're talking about day count. That's an interesting thing to bring up. One, will the Aurora blow up before you escape?
Yes, the rotor has to blow up because I need the Neptune rocket blueprints. Oh, spoilers, by the way. I need the Neptune rocket
Yeah,
blueprints.
just so we're clear, this is not an optimum way to know about this game if you've never seen it before.
Yeah, if you have no experience with this, like me,
Why?
this is probably not
Yeah,
the way you want to
should
consume
really
it.
watch my playthrough I just did. That
Yeah.
was like a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
This will be one episode.
It's so many episodes that you... Is this only... Oh, I guess
That's how
this
you-
makes sense.
That's how you do speedruns, right?
That's true.
I'm gonna put it up as the day after the finale.
At this point, what? You still got another, like, week or more of episodes?
It might be a while. Yeah,
That's
we're
great.
recording this on November
25th.
and
Ooh,
this will probably go up in December at least.
I'll take you. I'll take you.
So will you save the sunbeam?
No.
Oh, they're gonna crash too?
Well, no. It's complicated. Like, you can disable the gun before Sunbeam arrives, but that doesn't... It then, like, dies to the debris field at the end or something. It automatically is going to die.
Oh, so it
there's
crashes
nothing-
into the debris field and dies anyway?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do to
Oh.
save the Sunbeam.
I mean, that's just their fault. They're not very good at this.
Yeah.
They were never going to
I
survive
am
anyway.
not
Without the
liking my
laser,
spawn
they'd
spot.
crash on their own.
My spawn spot is not
Stalkers.
great.
What is a stalker?
Whoa!
These
it's
are
doing the physics
stalkers
thing.
doing the weird rubber bandy things they like to do.
Oh.
That just keeps happening all the time in my games.
Aha! Hey, sandstone. Yeah, give me some silver. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Is that the last thing you needed?
Are essential component of many habitat modules.
I'm just gonna be really distressed by how quickly this is over. Your session, your playthrough is going to not only be shorter than mine by a significant margin. It's going to be shorter than how much I played the game today. Because I played for 5 hours today.
8.
Yeah, you were trying really hard to be done so that
Can
we could
I-
record this
Oh, I
today.
don't have
Yeah,
enough. Damn it.
Is
Do
there
I
a
have one?
crack in her?
yeah. It's don't worry. She has his yeah.
I might
just
have
like
taken some damage.
Auto?
The visor has healing factor.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I just gathered 8 seed pods because I need 8 of them for all of the crafting in the game.
That's the total number of seed pods
That's
you
how
need.
many I'm going to need throughout the game for the
Oh,
seed
shit.
pods.
So are you ever going to have a base up here at all?
I am,
Okay.
because I cannot store everything in this locker.
I tried to make this. I was here for so long. I wanted to move on so bad because the one locker is miserable.
What stops you from moving on sooner than later?
I got into a really bad loop where I wanted to make a new storage as fast as possible, so I made one room and then put lockers in that one room and then put all my stuff in those lockers. I'm like, yes, I can finally store stuff in here. But then I tried to change the layout of my base, and the building is so finicky that you can't do that when anything is kind of in the way even a little bit. And so I had to then figure out how to get my lockers out of the way. But the problem is all those lockers are full of a massive amount of resources. So I had to figure out where to put all those resources so that I could then move the lockers so that I could then build the thing I wanted to build. And it was such a loop where I'm just like, this is an unfortunate way that building works. And it's always kind of finicky. Even near the end, I would still have weird moments where building would just get in my way. And I'm like, why? I don't understand what's happening this time.
I'm glad that you know these menus, Ashley, because I have no idea what's going on right now.
It's just a real big nested menu.
Of crafting?
Yeah.
Okay.
The top,
Okay, what do I have?
the top one is resources. So it's like for
I have
crafting,
a high capacity.
like it's like for crafting titanium ore or ingots and stuff like that. Second category is food. So it's actually for cooking. You grab fish and jam them in there, and you get cooked fish. Third one and fourth one are more like tools and stuff like that, and deployables.
Oh, I forgot
So like stuff you hold in your hand to use, or stuff that you like throw into the environment and it does something.
Okay.
So it's like those. That's kind of the list, more or less. I get the exact list mixed up a little bit, but yeah, that's the general idea.
So you were surprised.
Yeah.
You were surprised by the spawn location. There's parts of this game that are pseudo-random and some things that are constants?
The map's static, but the pod always lands somewhere else.
Ooh, I found a fun coral tube.
But it always lands in this biome.
Okay.
But it's a big biome. It's also a branching multi-part biome that starts and stops periodically. So she kind of can spawn anywhere within like a kilometer or half kilometer like radius. It's a surprisingly large chunk that she can be in.
So I have heard talk of crashes and other pods and such. Do those have static locations or do they change too?
Oh yeah,
No,
they're
they
static.
are definitely static.
You have to find them based on like lore descriptions that explain where they landed in relation to something else. Huh. So like it's all pretty static, and at least a few of them are in a location that's meant to show you the thing that they're by. Okay. So they're so like you know where the pod is based on like a coordinate or a direction, but you have no idea where it is. So when you get there, you're like, "What is this place?" And yeah, like the entire end game or second half of the game or whatever you want to call it was something that I became aware of the location of basically because I went to a crash pod and then right next to that was a giant cave, just this yawning abyss that I don't want to look at, and then I went into it.
Sea glide frag. So you're gathering or scanning
I'm
things?
gathering items right now. I'm gathering the different items I will need to craft. This
Oh no.
This
Eat
giant giant coral
it's just
tube.
pointing at the picture of the fish.
This giant coral oopsie, my bad. This giant coral tube is basically one of the best early spawn spots.
Nice.
And thank you. Sorry. Didn't mean to mess up my mic.
It's also drooping a bit, so I think that's what he's...
Yeah, I was trying to tighten the connector, but that particular arm, when it's extended, I think just starts to sink sometimes. Unfortunately,
they're not perfect.
Nah,
budget equipment.
I've never seen any of them really be perfect. It's just when you get the nice desk-mounted arms that start to be like nice and consistent, would not start leaning around.
Yep, can confirm.
So the gimmick for the progression, because all of the stuff you craft is human, but you have to learn it somehow, like that contradiction. What's going on there in this game is that when you crashed, you lost all your data.
Okay.
So you need to find instances of that technology from the crash to scan so that you can then rebuild it.
So this is like a Star Trek style replicator, but it needs to be taught how to make the things?
Yeah. So like she found chunks of sea glide that are broken, and then collectively it's able to figure out what the sea glide's supposed to look like when it's not broken.
Got it.
And now she can make a sea glide. Sea glide being straight up just a propeller with handles on it that you use to move faster in the water, and just gonna be. I think it's her favorite vehicle. There it is.
Da-da-da-da.
It's her favorite vehicle.
It actually is now.
Are you doing a no vehicle run besides the sea glide basically?
Yeah, no vehicles except for the sea glide. That'll be.
That's
really
what I'm
good at
looking forward to
build.
seeing, is how weird that's gonna be. Because it doesn't make sense to me, based on what I know about this
you
game.
use like 4 different types of.
I have a submarine that carries other vehicles. That's what I have in this game. She's gonna go down with just the sea glide. She's taking advantage of the fact that this game doesn't have crushing depth for humans. It only has crushing depth for vehicles, but it still has air. So that's where things get interesting. But I guess the hassle she has to go through to get around the no air problem is apparently still more of a time saver than building a vehicle.
Interesting.
And I don't have to repair the life pod, but I just find it aesthetically pleasing.
It is nice. And are you going to need the repair kit for other things, or do you just want to fix
No,
the
I don't
life
need the
pod?
repair tool again until for like 2 hours. So I took the battery out of it, and now I am just gonna use.
That's a convenient. That's a thing to think about. Yeah, you crafted something and then ripped the battery out of it, and then you can throw away the thing.
Yeah. And
because you're getting additional batteries without having to craft the batteries.
that is actually a way you can do this. You can build the scanner with a dead battery, a battery that's at 0%. Build a scanner, which only takes the battery and 2 titanium. Remove the now fully charged battery and toss the old scanner.
I never thought about that.
It is a really
Oh my
weird
God.
exploit.
Oh my god. Because normally you have to build a battery charger, which is a thing that goes in the wall that holds 4 batteries and charges them pretty quickly. But it has to be attached to a base, and that base has to have a power source.
Why?
So it's like that's an infrastructure thing. You have an HQ or a Cyclops, and you're either feeding the power off the Cyclops battery, or you have an HQ that has like solar cells or a thermal generator or something else that gets power, and that's where the power for the batteries is coming from. But instead, she's just crafting a new thing that's cheap, that it contains a battery, where the recipe is a battery plus 2 titanium, and it spits out a charged battery.
And titanium is plentiful, I assume?
It's the most common resource in the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every on top of the fact that she's getting it randomly from a bunch of other things, there's pieces of debris she finds around, which if you pick those up and take them to the replicator, it can turn those into 4 titanium. It's just like debris from the crash.
Turning random pieces of debris.
Yeah, like that's debris that thing was carrying. The stalkers chew on metal, so they're really psyched about the crash. They're just gathering it. Don't put it in your face, you idiot.
Well, I can't help the opening animation. Hey, back off.
So the stalkers are scavenging and gathering the metal because they like it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was lucky.
So I need 4 stalker teeth altogether, which is
for the enameled glass. There's one right there. 2 right there.
Ooh, wow.
Oh shit. Lucky.
I'll need 1 more stalker tooth. When I see pods of them right here like this, and there's my 4th.
Wow. All right, well that's it for the playthrough.
Well, yeah. That
well, it's been good.
That takes care of my stalker teeth.
Oh, to satisfy your sanity, Marty, because you're seeing that icon keep popping up in the bottom right corner. Mm-hmm. That says that something you're looking at something new that you can scan.
Got it.
And she will not scan anything probably
because
unless it's
matter.
she'll only scan the things that you need to scan because it gives you a blueprint. But you can scan every living creature to get a codex entry about it.
Got it. And so that's how you get a little bit more of the story and information.
Yeah, and sometimes it'll tell you this thing is exploitable. It contains hydrochloric acid or salt or whatever. And so that can be useful information. But she already has that information.
Like I just saw there was a PDA thing going on, but...
Oh yeah, she clicked on the radio, but she didn't. She just clicked on it real quick in the background because it was blinking at her.
Got it.
So it was just in game it was voice acted.
Yeah. In game it has a voiceover, and that was Artie from the cafeteria, and he. But I'm trying to get the waypoint for Life Pod 17, which is why I'm gonna keep checking it over and over because I want that Life Pod.
Yeah.
Way marker because it makes things easier.
Because over the course of the first days, the life pod people are all like crashing and putting out distress signals and so on.
So there are actually at this point still other people from the wreck alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the radio will, if the transmission successfully transmits coordinates, then that'll be added to your waypoints. Otherwise, you get maybe a photo of where it's located. So it's usually like
there it is,
and
Life Pod 17.
Okay, but I do not need it right now, so.
It's like you'll often have a photo that shows the Aurora crash, and you can orient yourself based on that. Or sometimes it just says, I don't know, we're vaguely southwest of the Aurora or something, and you just have to find it with your eyes.
Limestone outcrop. So you're just like smashing open these containers that have minerals.
Yeah,
in them.
the rocks that have comical amounts of mega minerals.
Okay.
Like it's like, yeah, this is just full of lead, and that's full of gold.
And that's silver. Again.
Yeah.
And I am hunting for silver.
Yeah.
Just no problem.
Those things
Are those
bother
things
me.
dangerous?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
They give you a temporary poison.
Oh,
boy.
so they're jellyfish plants?
I never touched one.
Pretty much.
I just realized I never touched one, I don't think. I've avoided them carefully.
Yeah, that was the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
They need to be avoided.
Lore-wise, the moment something touches them, it gets paralyzed. And then it just slowly digests them over the course of days.
Oh.
So it's like a Venus flytrap. Or more accurately, I was comparing it to like the Victory Bell thing I was telling you about. Where it's just like a weird bucket that digests insects.
Yeah, but instead of sitting in a pool of digestive liquid,
you're just tangled in a weird, like, paralytic thing. It's even worse.
Seeping resources.
Yeah. It's even worse when you know how a jellyfish works. Because a jellyfish works by stabbing you. Like in cartoons, they make up a weird electric current that's just fictional.
Yeah.
But a jellyfish tentacle is basically a string of yarn with a bunch of like medical needles sticking out of it. That's basically what a jellyfish is. All those tentacles are just covered in needles, and they stab into you and inject venom.
That's great.
Yeah. So enjoy looking at that painting we have in the front room. That isn't a painting.
No, it's photographed.
No, it's a photo
Print.
It's a photo I took that's color filtered.
Okay, where am I? I need to go that way.
She needs to go that way. Everything looks the same down here.
Well, she's in one biome.
Okay.
Well, she's been in two biomes because she's in a different biome than the pod is in.
I'm in a kelp forest.
The pod is in the coral reef, the most beautiful place in the game, basically. And this is the coral. I mean, this is the kelp forest, which is the first scary thing in the game because kelp forests are inherently terrifying. Because it's just a dark void of like you can see the draw distance and just kelp forest coming into the distance, but also the kelp forest itself blocks so much line of sight, and you know that it's a biodiverse area that's just full of living things, so those things are probably going to come after you. So you get really, if you're not cool with the ocean, you get real paranoid looking around this kelp forest stuff. But it's actually not very threatening. Man. Oh, you missed the bubbles.
Haha.
It's not a very dangerous area.
Yeah, no, those stalkers are the worst thing about this area.
Because the drooping stingers don't move. In fact, I didn't know they existed until dozens of episodes into the game because I never looked in here.
You're like, nope.
Oh no.
And the stalkers only come after you either if you're in their invisible territory.
No.
Oh, right, there's that.
The mesmers, but they're more just annoying than.
Yeah, well, they're not really. Yeah, they don't really deal damaging dangerous damage. Mesmers try to convince you to swim into them so they can attack you.
Got it.
And they hurt when they attack.
They're scary conceptually. In reality, they're about the size of your hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're not very good at attacking you, but they're annoying. They're probably very good at attacking. There's a mesmer, the one that looks like an asterisk.
I see it, but I also have bubbles here. So.
Yeah. It just looks like a weird plus sign. And it mind controls you into thinking that your PDA is telling you to go into it. It tells you to swim into it via the voice of your PDA.
I might have enough.
But
now I have enough.
The stingers don't move, and the stalkers.
Good.
They sometimes go after you for being in their territory, but mostly when you see them, they only go after you if you're holding metal, which is admittedly all of your tools. So if you're holding the metal in your hands, they'll come after you.
They're like, I want that.
And then if you put it away, they just kind of don't. That one's infected.
It is infected.
Infected with what?
With the infection.
The infection?
The infection.
Yeah, the lore.
Okay.
The thing that's going to keep me on
He's
this
infected
planet.
by the game's plot.
Okay. Now, instead of plot armor, he has... he's wearing the plot device.
Yeah, he's wearing the plot anti-armor. It's really plot armor that keeps you from dying to that thing.
Oopsie.
It's a very visual disease. It covers you in glowing green pustules.
Oh, guess that guy's infected.
Yeah. It's really convenient.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I guess, how else do you convey the idea of a disease
Of a
being
horrific
around?
infection? Yeah, I don't know. Wonder how that conversation went. They're like, we need something that visually portrays this illness. Well, what if we get them to limp around or they're super... No, that sounds like too much work.
Fish.
Let's just make them giant green glowing pustules.
I wonder if it's informative that they're the people that made Natural Instinct 2 or Natural Selection 2.
I don't know what that is.
So the glowing green pustules seems about as subtle as that entire game.
Yeah, they're the same thing. Yeah, I think even the disease is the same.
Oh right, because Altera, which is the company in this game, exists in that universe, right? Rabbit rays.
I don't know about natural selection too. You'd have to be the one to answer that. Man, why does ground have to be so far down?
Yeah, you got a really odd spawn. I've never seen this.
How many spawns have you seen?
Mine.
Oh, okay.
Mine's pretty homogeneous. It's surrounded by pretty flat-ish area. It's kind of in the middle. Like every direction didn't seem that particularly close. Well, she's on a cliff on the border to the kelp forest.
Near the back of the Aurora.
Which might be kind of useful. The back of the Aurora? Mm-hmm. So are you by the floating island-ish?
Well, I'm closer to the floating island than I am to Mountain Island.
Oh. That means you're closer. That of all the spawns given, that makes you somewhat closer to Reapers.
Oh, shoot.
Did you make a mistake?
Yeah.
Have you
I was
goofed
supposed
it?
to get 4 silver and I only got 2.
Oh,
no.
you got you
3.
need 2 more silver, and you're not going to make any more fabricators anywhere, so you need it now, huh?
I will make 1 more fabricator, but I do need to make it now.
So for the people at home, she has notes, pages. She has this planned out.
2 pages.
Yeah.
And I don't actually look at them that much. They're there in case I forget something.
Yeah, but you've been planning.
I have.
I'm talking about how you've been prepping, because you printed those like a week ago.
Yeah.
And you've been doing like almost daily runs here and there.
What did I say? I need it silver.
Silver.
Prepping
Got
it up.
distracted. Okay.
Yeah, but we're gonna ruin it by doing a commentary playthrough with her.
I
Yep.
fully expect this to take a half hour longer than my usual run
Yeah.
because of the commentary.
Because this is a Let's Play channel.
Yeah.
So we're gonna scramble your brains.
That's fine. Why?
If
can
you
I not
want,
find
you
where
could
this-
record a silent play. You could record a silent speed run all on your own, and I could like link to it. So if you want to prove that you're even faster.
No, because like I know that I have a good time for me as a more casual gamer. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to beat any world records or anything. And there are
We could also just show your
tons.
start screen with all your saves,
yeah.
where that feature times of shorter amounts. Because you have one that's like 3 hours and 4 minutes or something.
My last one I did 2 days ago was 2 hours and 54 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah. But this one's definitely going to take 3.5, and as long as it takes under 4 hours, I'm happy. I am not finding my silver. So that's actually the hardest thing about this speedrun is the RNG aspect of gathering materials. So if I can't find the silver...
Are resources truly random?
They are.
Or do you have to, or is it just such a big list of fixed locations?
No, they're random.
Oh, that's a creepy ass cave.
they are random.
That's a creepy ass cave without
We're
light.
immediately going into it.
Yeah.
And that's
what
why
happens.
I have.
One of the things that happens in Subnautica is you just get aware of what is dangerous or not. So you're like, nothing can happen in these caves. It's fine.
Ooh.
You quickly know, like, oh, this cave only can have, at most, a drooping stinger or a mesmer. Neither of which is that dangerous, and both of which are very visual. Silver. You gotta drop a titanium.
No, don't pick up titanium, you idiot. Where'd my silver go?
There you go.
There it goes. Okay.
You picked up the wrong gray mineral.
Did you find one or two?
I already had 1. I had 3 from my last run. I needed 4, so...
Oh, okay.
So to specify from before, were you saying that you're gonna beat this before the sunbeam arrives?
The sunbeam arrives, it's like it's based off of answering radio calls. So if I
Oh.
never answer radio calls at all, I'll never hear sunbeam and never get sunbeam.
Oh. You can keep Sunbeam alive artificially by just not answering the radio?
Unofficially, yes.
Oh.
And actually,
Weird.
in most of my speed runs, I never get to the point of... I'll hear of Sunbeam. They'll be on their way, but they'll never have the countdown timer.
Because you won't be hanging around the pod long enough to even get the message saying that they're
No.
about to land.
Because ultimately, I want Life Pod 3, which I already have, Life Pod 17, and Life Pod 19.
That's like in Dark Souls where you have a trick to keep Solaire alive by just not talking to him. That he won't move from place to place. And you can pause his story long enough to get rid of all the things that cause him to die. And it's completely like all outside of game knowledge that has nothing to do with the universe. I saved you because I know the rules.
Does it have any sort of story impact if he doesn't die?
Yeah.
Oh.
He shows up in different places and you can summon him for the final boss fight if he's alive.
Interesting.
And it's pretty hard to keep him alive without just knowing in advance that he will die and how. And exploiting that. And also knowing that you can especially make it easy by just not talking to him in one specific location where he'll just sit there forever. And not continue the next storyline until you talk to him. Which is unusual. In a lot of Dark Souls games, you can miss storylines by just not talking to people, because they'll just move on without you.
Got it.
But Solaire, the most known Dark Souls character, just pauses in a specific spot until you talk to him.
So I've now finished all of my early tools.
Floaters. You did it.
All of my early tools have been built.
You're building a thing. Oh, because you need this, huh?
I I need the extra storage
Yeah.
space, so I'm gonna build.
Oh, I thought you were doing the death thing that you mentioned.
No, I will do the death thing, but not yet. And I will talk about the death thing when I go to do the death thing. I will talk about that then.
Everything's arranged like a fucking like flower bouquet. Like the acid mushrooms with the grass
Ooh,
and
what's
everything
in
is all
there?
like then the proportions of the acid mushrooms and their spacing make them look like a fractal.
Right.
Like it's so there's the graphic designer spent time on this and they're like figuring out like how much of this should be realistic looking and how much should be a really pleasing shape. And like the bushels of acid mushrooms just look like fractals and floral patterns and stuff.
But fractals are tend to be a naturally.
Laser cutter fragments!
cutter.
I need 3 of these fragments, and I find them to be a pain in the butt to get.
That's the game to tell you how many you need.
What? The game will tell you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
She
there's
found a laser fragment and it said 1 of 3 when she finished scanning it.
Oh,
So
I
she
didn't,
needs 2
I didn't
more.
catch that.
So she needs to get 2 more in the game in order to get the laser fragment recipe. Some will say a percentage when it's a sufficiently large number.
I am not having a good run.
That's fine.
It's fine. You
good,
got
better
us here for moral support.
It's better than mine. I mean, I'm assuming. So far,
I
you're
am
just crafting things.
so far behind right now.
This is one of the more chaotic parts, right? Because you have so many tasks all in one location at one time.
Yeah.
And you're juggling a huge number of things you have to keep in your head, and we're talking to you.
Yeah.
And there's so many shiny things around.
Oh, go away.
Too much titanium. That's why you need that storage, huh?
Last couple of times I've played this, I actually had
Too little titanium?
yeah, I actually ended up having to go hunting for more titanium.
That's the prettiest water in video games.
Yep.
Oh, it's almost nighttime. Okay, let's go inside.
Day night cycles so fast.
Well, how long is the day here? About 15 minutes.
I think it's shorter.
You think so too, yeah.
During my things, I'd see a scary thing and be working on my courage to deal with the scary thing, and then the sun would go down. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going back. I'm going to bed now, and I'll come back in the morning. There was a couple of times in the playthrough where I filmed a time lapse of the sun of nighttime until the sun came up. So I'd show a time lapse of the sunrise because I didn't want to move from that spot while it was down. Yeah, are you bothered by the ocean at all, Marty?
Not really.
This
no.
giant void you're seeing?
I have a harder time with lakes than I do the ocean.
What? Why?
Because I almost died on a lake once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, traumatic personal story.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, like, there's less shit in lakes.
Yeah, I know.
There's, like, almost nothing.
But ocean.
like
Ocean's
Some
really
lakes
cool.
have, like, alligators. But most American lakes don't feature predators
Not really,
that
no.
go after humans.
A wall locker
Yeah.
for storing crap. It's going to be very entertaining to see my wife, the minimalist, just collecting as much garbage as she possibly can.
And also not making a base that looks like a base.
Yeah.
She's gonna make a hallway, and that's her base. The entry hallway with a hatch is gonna be her entire base, probably.
No, I need that.
Whereas I have like a crazy metropolis of
Am I really at that
bubble
point?
buildings and shit.
Yeah,
It is dark out.
Yeah.
Moon.
she don't care.
That pretty moon.
Yeah, I bet you played around a lot with the base building, like figuring out how to put it together and what
Yep.
you can do with it.
That Sea Glad costs you some space in your inventory, huh?
It does. It does. Oh well.
The moment I crafted that thing, that was just a permanent lost inventory that I never got back because I never didn't have a Sea Glad on me.
And I won't. I will always have it, and I
Yeah.
need it.
Acid mushrooms. Are you making batteries or something?
Yeah. The Sea Glide goes through a lot of battery power.
Oh yeah. And you're relying on it to do all the things.
Yeah. So I need a lot of it.
How on earth does that hatch work without just like filling this?
Oh, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, okay. Just as long as we're clear on that.
That's basically all the hatches in this game. It's just a
those.
door you open and you walk out of the water.
I'm just like,
Okay.
well, I expected there to be some sort of like pressure bay or something.
Decontamination in progress.
Nope, just
S.O. Presley has the deck. Yeah, no, it's just a door that you go through, and somehow Like, you can believe it more when it's on the floor a little bit, but, you know, there's tons of wall hatches you just go through.
Well, you can believe it with this pod, too. So...
Because the pod's floating.
Yeah. But also, the way that air pressure and water work, you should be able to have a bottom hatch that doesn't fill it up. Because the air's not going to escape downward.
At least maybe on the surface.
Yeah.
Because when you're deeper,
Yeah.
air compresses.
Yeah, it does.
More than water does. No, like opening a door underwater is catastrophic, and this video game just kind of sidesteps that premise. So, doors.
Doors, water, who cares?
What's funny is how often you learn to not think about it for a lot of contexts. Like I got so used to the doors on the bases not making any sense. Then I put a door in my aquarium and I was like, what the fuck, when I went through it, as if it was any different. Because I had an aquarium inside my base, which was just the same hatch again, but on an aquarium going into the water. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, I'm not supposed... Wait, what?
Yeah.
I've got a gold.
Your character doesn't even look away to like obscure it or anything. They just look boldly into the open door just to call attention to how it doesn't make sense. What's interesting is if you make a base on land and go into it, it'll still make the animation of you coming out of water.
Oh.
And you'll make drippy noises.
Oh.
And I won't
That's
do anything
unfortunate.
else. Okay, yeah.
Did you do it?
Save game.
Yeah, you did it.
I have finished the early game part of the game. I've got my base set up. I've got all of my early tools, and now I am headed into
17?
the next part. No, I'm headed towards 3. 17 is end game.
Oh.
I have everything I need to make a second base, except I need 2 more quartz. I need to collect 2 more quartz.
Ooh, that one tunnel always had it.
It does,
The
yes.
tube
But I've
corals
already
always have 'em.
exploited it once. So.
Shit.
But,
There's like 3 of those or something,
oh,
right?
yeah. No, finding quartz is so not a big deal.
Is 17 the blood kelp zone one? It's not,
No,
is it?
17 is a red. Yeah, blood kelp. Yeah, that's the blood. No, you're confusing me. It's the red zone. It's the grassy plateaus.
Oh, it's just the one that it's the cave entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another example I was telling Marty before about how they just put them next to things that they want you to find.
Got it. So is the quartz being used for the solar panel for the base?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Yeah. They use quartz for all the glass related things. Which for me is a lot of like pointless windows.
See, there's 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of quartz in the grassy area. Well, you're here there. That's where you are.
And I have to be in the grassy area.
So here's your third
anyways.
biome, Marty.
The third biome.
The red grassy zone.
We saw a little bit of red grassy
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, I have a
But
nice
the
one next to
new
my
enemy
place.
here is that shark that came after her a second ago. But
The
she just went
doofy,
back.
Actually-
stupid shark. Yeah.
The really derpy looking thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's
It is so
that's
dirty.
the one that's the enemy that's local to this place.
Okay.
It comes out of underground, which is why it's slightly intimidating. Is that it can just come out of nowhere.
Hey, you're just like zooming along and it goes...
It's the sand shark, so it can be under the sand.
Yeah, we'll take you too. Come
And
here.
those up there are floaters, the little Jigglypuff Kirby things.
Floater. I don't want that, and I distracted myself. Where am I?
Yay!
Good work. Good
Welcome
work.
to Let's Playing. It makes everyone worse at video games.
Excellent. I don't need any of that stuff. Ooh, is there a trash can around here? No. Okay.
It's amazing how I don't know where you are.
I'm by life pod 6.
I guess I do know where you are. There's so much game to keep track of.
Aha. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Oh, plenty of O2. That thing's ticking down like not at all.
Did you just slow down?
Yeah, I try not to use my battery if
right.
I don't have to.
Right, you have to worry about your battery counts.
Because batteries, yeah.
Look at this ridge.
That's some wreckage.
Yep. It's a piece of ship.
No, you are not the one I want.
Is it from the Aurora? Is it from another wreckage? It's hard to tell. That's one of the
You're
only
not
doors.
the one I want either.
That's one of the only doors that opens in the entire game.
You're what I want.
There's so few doors that open in this game. It's so weird. I'm still caught off guard by when it happens. She just pushed a door open, and I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all
like
3 of your pieces?
That's like
Yep, that's all 3 of my pieces.
that's like one of the 3 doors. Almost every door you'd have to open via repairing it, or most likely cutting it open with what you just got.
Got it.
Use the laser cutter to cut open a door. Has a little burn mark on the front to indicate this is burnable, or this is cuttable. But over the course of like the entire playthrough, you find like 3 doors that you can physically shove open, and it's once you got used to how that never happens, it gets really weird to find one again.
Look, you can see the mountain under the water.
Yeah.
Let's go that way.
Are you going to the mountain yet? Next?
Yep, I'm headed to the mountain next, and that is where I will spend the majority of the rest of the game.
Really?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means that I don't need to go back to that base until I'm ready to build
The rocket?
the rocket at the end, yeah.
So, do you mean it's just going to be your main base for the rest of the game?
Pretty much.
Because you have to go all over the place still, right?
I do have to go places, yeah.
Is this you're gonna use this as your checkpoint, spawn point, or whatever? As the
Pretty
mountain?
much.
Ah,
It's gonna be, yeah. You'll see when I get there.
Okay.
because having played the game, I'm like, the mountain's fucking useless. Like, just generally, it's so. Yeah, I'm like, what do you do in the mountain?
Detecting
Massive energy signature in the region. Are you ever gonna make a radiation suit? Or are you just gonna
Yeah.
go around it?
But the radiation suit doesn't show up until the aurora blows up.
Oh, right.
So I can't make it yet anyway.
Right. You're currently in the
Ooh.
countdown to
No,
the
no, no,
aurora
no, no,
splitting.
no. Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice.
You're not infected yet, are you?
Yeah, you're pretty much infected the moment you touch the water.
I took a look at the wiki though, and it says that
Yeah, it's supposed to be when you digest something, but it's pretty much the moment you...
it sounded like it becomes aggressive once you go to basically once you find out you're infected around here, basically.
That too.
So I was curious about that because it stopped attacking me once I cured the infection.
Yeah, they do, which is why I'm trying to cure myself as fast as possible.
Yeah. Once
Ooh,
you
lithium.
cured, they're shy.
What's shy?
The warper,
Oh,
purple, that Zerg looking thing that you saw earlier.
got it.
Those are warpers, and they attack anything that's infected because they're not people. They're not actually people. They're a system for killing the infection.
Got it.
And so they'll hunt you once you're infected, which is like immediately. But once you cure the infection, they get really shy. They don't really acknowledge you, but if you swim directly into them, they warp away. Like, go away, leave me alone.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Alien
What am I looking
facility.
at?
You're looking at the alien gun platform, and I will go up to
and
the
other
surface.
things.
And other things, and I have to build my base here. And there's a
and there's a
thingy.
warper.
I don't like that. Please get me inside.
Oh, he's right
shit,
up in your
shit, shit,
business.
shit, shit,
He's
shit.
right up in your business.
No, go away.
You get yourself a good spot to be harassed by warpers for the rest of the
Oh,
playthrough.
I hate that.
Oh, he's warping you. A little bit. He didn't really warp you very far. Oh my god, he is hugging you. That's creepy.
Okay, I am safely in my base now.
Cool.
I always hate that part, making my base.
So she's under the quarantine enforcement platform, which is a giant laser gun that shoots down anything that tries to enter the planet system, which is how we
stuff?
Which is how we crash in the
Yeah.
first place.
I'm missing stuff.
What you missing?
Oh, you know, a titanium, a quartz, diamonds.
I thought you counted one too many chords.
I counted 3 and then I never got another one because I got involved in the laser cutter.
Aw. There's lithium. There's a diamond. Yeah, that's what you wanted. How many diamonds do you need?
I need 2 diamonds.
And that's from shales, right?
Yep.
There's a gold. I never found this structure until like near the end of the playthrough.
Really?
These weird floaty things right here. The main thing I found, the above water thing.
But you hadn't seen these.
These weird things hiding down here. Yeah.
Yeah, there's my second time.
Yeah, that gun shot us down when we arrived. That's how that happened in the first place.
Got it.
And if you play long enough for your people to come to rescue you, they also get shot down. And that's how you see what the gun does. Because they say they're going to pick you up at these coordinates, and the coordinates are this island.
Ah.
And then you just watch them get shot down.
It's very depressing.
Yeah. You can even go inside and find out that it checks whether you're infected and stuff like that. And find out what it's for. And know what's going to happen and still not do anything about it. Because you don't have a radio. You can only get radios that can hear and can't transmit. So you can't communicate back to them. They just know you're there, so they come to help you. And then they die.
They use a Keith trick.
Bulbo trees are great.
See, I had read in the wiki that you couldn't eat the same thing in a row or you'd get sick somehow. That just never
What?
seems to be the case.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Like, I'm wondering if that was something that happened in early access.
Oh my
before
god,
they
the Aurora looks
finalized.
weird.
All nice and solid like
It's
that?
not exploded.
We'll take a screenshot.
It not being exploded
and-
is so alien to me.
And there's the gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Oopsie.
Oh,
That hurt.
that's gonna hurt the speed run.
Oh well.
Everything's hurting the speed run.
Don't go into the Reaper.
Oh, you're gonna love me in a few
No.
minutes. You are gonna love that in a few minutes.
That was where my attack happened, is that spot.
Uh-huh. Yup.
It was that Reaper. Do you have a name for that Reaper?
I do not have a name
She
for
called
that.
one of them Sammy.
Yeah, that's by the Aurora.
Is that a head crab?
Yeah,
Kinda.
more or less.
It's a really ineffectual enemy.
So right now I'm collecting my 3 purple tablets I will need throughout my run.
Which are all just around this base.
Yeah, which are all just around this island. So you saw me pick up 1. Here's the second one. I basically don't need to be in here anymore. Did I get my quartz by chance? No, but I think there is quartz
Shit.
in here. Oh, stop it.
I don't know if there's cave quartz. There's probably quartz off the cliffs and stuff. I don't know if there's any in the cave.
I thought there was, but, you know, I could be wrong. We'll go over anyway. I have other things to do. I have other things I've got to find.
There's so much to do. How soon do you need that quartz?
Pretty soon. It's actually my next thing.
Shit.
Yeah. But that's fine. I usually have to go back for something anyways, and I don't have to go all the way back home. I just have to go
Far enough to get quartz.
quartz, yeah.
Got it.
And I don't need Life Pod 3 anymore, so please stop. Technically, I don't need my Life Pod either, but that kind of helps orient me in the space, so.
The life
This is
pod
my warper
up.
shore where there was a warper just hugging and doing nothing.
Your warper was really
I had a weird warper in my playthrough that just was beached and hanging out.
It was
spinning.
It was ready for you.
It never really attacked me much. I got to walk
it
up and
got
scan
stuck.
it. It was weird.
It's like animation series got stuck or something.
Huh.
I actually am getting too much lead, which is why I'm not going to pick that up. Ooh,
Warper.
hey, warpers.
Your favorite.
I think there's one above me too.
Just don't look and they won't notice you.
You getting spooked by the warpers?
Until I cure myself.
So you backtracking for quartz? There's one right
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah, I'm backtracking for quartz. I need quartz and 1 more titanium.
That's the craziest idea of this is the idea of like trying to speedrun a thing that's full of crafting and resource gathering. Like I need this specific quantity. There's one, or was it a
No,
quartz?
they're salts.
Shit. You're messing with a salt. Are you ever gonna craft food over water ever, or are you just gonna die
I already
every time it's a
crafted 3
problem?
water.
But like, is that gonna be a prolonged thing, or are you just gonna mostly just die?
I'm just mostly gonna die.
Yay.
That's awful and terrific.
Sometimes dying's faster. Yay, stalkers.
I do not need that tooth. Do not
I-
collect the tooth. I do not need the tooth.
You're
Oh,
trying to tell
man.
yourself not to?
Well, I'm so used to, like, in regular playthroughs, oh my gosh, stalker teeth, I want them. And then,
They're a bit of a rarer find until you can scan for them.
yeah.
And then they're everywhere.
Okay, I really need my freaking
There's no quartz.
quartz.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Are you gonna have to go all the way back to grassland?
And you're...
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oopsie. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm like afraid of the premise of somebody beating this in 45 minutes. What the fuck?
They use a lot of glitches. There's this...
Oh, right. That's worth mentioning is this is like a no glitch run. It has a death exploit.
It has an exploit, but not what I would consider an actual glitch.
You're exploiting game mechanics rather than seeking out ways to break the game.
You're not going to go through any walls in this playthrough?
No, I'm not going through any walls, which is definitely one of the glitches.
Did they glitch into the Aurora or something?
They glitch into the Aurora.
That's what I kind of thought.
They also glitch
Oh, you
into...
mentioned that, didn't you? Doesn't it that like the top of the Aurora doesn't have a hitbox so you can fall
Yeah.
into it or something?
Yeah. They also glitch into the primary containment unit rather than using the two blue things.
What was that wispy, glowy creature?
That is a jelly ray. They're gorgeous.
They're pretty and very big. They're
And-
so much bigger than they look.
And very not aggressive.
I don't know. They look pretty big on this TV.
Yeah. But there's so many things in this game that look like, oh, look at that. And then you don't realize how big it is until you keep getting closer and realize you're still getting closer to it. And you're like, oh, shit. I was further away than I thought I was. It's massive.
Swimming was your favorite activity.
So are we quartz hunting right now?
Yeah, and I'm not doing a very successful run at it, so...
Have we not found a single quartz? How close is the nearest, like, red grass? That always has quartz.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to find, and I got kind of sidetracked or something. I don't know. It'll be fine. I mean, obviously... Look, red grass. Oh, I know where I am. Okay.
You're at 6. The place
Yeah,
where I
I'm
know
at
where
6.
I am. Call back. There's a quartz right there.
Aha! Thank you.
Aha, I'm helping. I'm entitled to half your time now. Whatever that means. The implication there is if we each get half the time, like mathematically, I just mean that we both got twice as good of a speedrun time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You filled that inventory up.
Oh, look at that. I was so very, very close.
What'd you do?
I didn't need that. Well, I have like no inventory space left. Okay. Where is the mountain?
That way.
This way.
Oh, you don't have a waypoint at the mountain. You have to just look for the
No,
fog.
I just have to look for the solid bank.
Yeah. So the game did something funny, which is that they put a giant cloud over the land masses,
Okay.
but you can see the cloud. So it's a little bit weird.
Is that just so that they don't have to render the landmass from far away?
I think so.
It might be that, and also because I don't think they want you to go straight to the land,
Oh,
which you might, which is your instinctive response to being stranded in the ocean, is to go straight to the land. But the game wants you to like build a base in the ocean and stuff like that. And also, everything about involving land is actually not very good in this game.
Ha.
Yeah.
And my favorite moment was when my inventory was full and I was starving, so I dropped my mask on the floor so I could eat something by picking up the food to eat, and then my mask fell through the floor and it was gone, and I had to craft my whole radiation suit again.
Fell through the floor
Yeah.
of the land?
Yeah.
He has a lot of clipping and bug issues that I have never had in my game. His Cyclops tilts thing, I've never had that happen in my game either.
The glitches that happen in my playthrough though are like they're like backed up by audience members.
I believe it.
Here's a fun one that happened today. When I had the rocket launch platform, I would open the door to the rocket to leave specifically, and it would immediately close again on me while I was leaving the rocket door, which would lead for some reason the entire rocket platform and rocket and everything about it to lean like 45 degrees.
Okay.
That's what happened the first time. The second time it happened, the rocket platform launched 150 meters into the air.
What?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then it slowly fell back down to the water and then just sort of righted itself like a floaty.
Okay.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Where the hell am I?
113 meters deep
Yeah, thanks.
in the black.
Yeah, I see that.
It's so dark. The flashlight does not help because there's no land. Are you looking for your base?
Yeah, I was, but you know, I can't find it, so I'll probably just surface.
There it is.
And you know, unless I decide to go this way and find it.
There it is.
Radio. You have
Okay.
storage and fabricator.
One,
So why is
two.
this a better location? Is it because the safe shallows is kind of not relevant to anything? So it's just out of the way?
Yeah, because the safe shallows is out of the way, and you actually have to leave the lava zone twice, but both teleports come back to this area.
Right.
So it's better.
Because one of them's in the containment field and one of them's right next to you in the water right now.
Yeah.
So that's why you went here.
Yeah.
And then location-wise, this is pretty close to the Aurora, specifically the open side.
Yeah. In fact, I'll probably have too much stuff left over in here, and I'll end up on my Aurora run, come back through and pick up all the rest of my stuff.
Yeah. See, I had a base in the shallows because I felt safe there.
Usually, yeah.
It's really the reason. It's really pretty there, and nothing attacks you except sometimes the assholes. Which is what I called the stalkers, especially the specific stalker that was by my base all the time. But it was just not threatening. It was just ineffectually annoying, and which made it endearing because everything else was scary.
I need one more, and then I don't need those.
Is 3 lead all that you need?
No, I will need more lead.
Oh, okay.
Or I have 5 lead back at my other base. I've got 3 lead here, and I think I'll need 1 more lead. But lead is so easy to come by that.
Oh, this looks so good.
What looks so good?
My mom made apple spice scones for tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Yum.
We're meeting up, and I'm like, these look super good. They look flaky.
I wonder if it's daylight.
This is why we're recording specifically today, is because we're squishing it in between yesterday's LAN and tomorrow me going on a trip. While also me trying to make sure I'm ahead on all the recordings and everything. All of this, and then LAN being 2 days after Thanksgiving. It's like, this is a very chaotic time period.
Yep.
And then things go quiet for us a month until Christmas destroys a week or something.
Yeah.
Because Christmas is greedy. It doesn't like to
It's
be
time
confined
greedy.
to one day. Is that your third purple?
Yeah,
That
that's
is?
my 3rd purple.
Yeah.
I have that. Do I have enough batteries? I have one that's at 0. Probably should have.
Do you need to
dropped
scan
that.
those out of fear that you might like accidentally not have enough at some point and then have to
No.
craft one?
I have 3. I'm good. No, I'm more likely to forget them. That's the problem, is remembering.
That's an interesting, weird little inconsistency thing.
What?
What's that?
This game's full of alien technology you can scan. But for some reason, if you scan those tablets, the 3 types that are in the game, you gain the ability to craft them.
Interesting.
Which only works for human technology otherwise. There's tons of alien technology in this game you can scan that does not give you the ability to craft it. There's literally museums in this game that are full of alien artifacts where you can learn about all the different things that the alien artifacts you find, and you can't craft a single one of them. Even the one that's literally just like a Chinese sword.
Oh.
You can't craft that one either.
That would be cool to craft that. That or the
it's
alien rifle.
it's a weird inconsistency that you can craft the tablets, but only the tablets out of the alien tech.
I wonder if that's simply because they
safe,
want to give
right?
you the opportunity to recover if something catastrophic happens.
I think it's entirely just a concession for you to be able to beat the game if you either don't find or lose in some way your various tablets that are in fixed locations otherwise.
I assume material-wise they're actually really expensive to craft.
Nope.
No?
No.
Well, they aren't if you bother to build a prom suit.
Here's the interesting secret. Here's the thing that makes this game different from Factorio specifically. Nothing's expensive to craft in this game.
Oh.
If
Everything-
you have a prawn suit with a drill arm.
Nothing's really... Collectively, the game can get expensive over the course of itself, but no individual thing you craft is expensive.
Oh, there it is.
Like, I think the highest number you ever see for crafting something is like 4 or 5 of one type of item.
Okay.
And then a few other types of items. It's mostly a gating process, and that there are so many types of items, and you need to find those ones that you need in order to craft the thing. And those things are in specific locations or regions, so you have to be expanding outwards to those areas.
Oh, another compartment.
I would like to introduce everybody to a death base.
Introduce everyone to Death Base?
Yes, because this is the only exploit I will be using in the game. The death base will save your inventory so you don't lose any items when you die. You will also respawn back in the last base you entered when you die. So if I'm 300 meters underground, I will die and respawn back in that base, and I won't have to dive all the way back down here, and I'll have full oxygen again.
That's a really specific weird quirk of the game that I only found out on accident. Is that the game... it's not like Factorio or Diablo or some other games where Diablo's not a good example, where when you die you just drop everything. You specifically drop the stuff from that run.
Since your last base.
Yeah, because the game saves all the items in your inventory when you left your base, basically, and so all those items don't get dropped and are just still with you. You just lose whatever you got in that run, which is really weird. That was wow. That's a really early jelly sack.
That's not a jelly sack. Oh, that is a gel sack.
Yeah.
But I already got 2 of them, so
Yeah, I'm like that's.
I don't need any more.
I'm weirded out by how early that gel sack's available. So you're using the base to respawn you, but you're not giving it power, so it doesn't make oxygen.
But it's going to give me oxygen anyway.
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
but because you didn't power it, going in and out didn't stop you from dying.
Right.
Which means you can still keep respawning here.
Right.
Oh, that's weird. And you just made it for that one spawn.
Yep.
To make it so you didn't have to get air just now.
Yep, so that
And
way
now
I
you-
can stay down underground. And now we're going to go into Keith's favorite area.
Oh, the Reaper?
Yeah.
So you said that glowing thing there before, Marty?
Yeah.
On the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, those usually contain individual blueprints.
Got
Of
it.
stuff you don't necessarily have to scan. You just find a blueprint on the floor sometimes.
I didn't know there was an alien vent here.
I didn't know that either.
Cool. Okay.
That's a chance to learn lore. There's just chunks of the Altera and Degassi and other, or whatever, who knows, vehicles just crashed everywhere.
Okay.
And they
Messed up.
each of them have just sort of a distribution of blueprints and components, both on a significant level and an insignificant level.
And so sometimes, like in that glowy thing, you can find essentially a fully functional piece of data rather than a...
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those will always be complete. It just might not. Some of them are duplicates, I think, or some of them are things you could discover elsewhere. That's the one that killed me. I can tell because you're in the mushroom biome where I was attacked. I was attacked against that wall right there.
Yeah.
I think it was right there.
We actually managed to avoid him the big way, so...
Fuck, he's big.
He is really big. He's pretty... Uh-oh.
That was the moment I realized I was very afraid of this game. Is when I saw those things.
I mean, you already knew you were afraid
Yeah,
of
but
this game.
that creature's really fucked up. It's a bad time.
Emergency power only.
I mean, you saw how big it was.
Yeah. Big shadowy thing.
Yeah, it has a screaming face. It screams at your
Ooh.
face. Just so, oh wow. So this is exactly where I was attacked. I never came here. I never saw it again, like that specifically.
You got attacked and you were like, I'm done.
Yeah. Because it attacked.
You can just go ahead and die while you're standing here.
Yeah, because she didn't power it, so it doesn't
Yeah.
have air. It doesn't create air or light. Yeah, the jelly ray's clipping through.
It's more fun in the lava zone when if I have like that extra air, but I want to do something else, I can go
You
into
ever
the
fall
lava
asleep
and
and
die.
just wake up with more air?
You died. Welcome back.
Ba-doop. Saving. Are you saving it in case it crashes or something?
I just like to save in case something happens that I don't have to go all the way back to my life pod. I don't want to go all the way back to my life pod.
That Reaper is not interested in you.
No, I'm in the mushroom forest. That's not his territory.
Tell that to me in the
The
past.
edge of the mushroom forest is his territory. If I were over here, he'd be more interested.
Hey,
Well, down over that way.
ampules.
Oops, I need one of you, please. Thank you.
I know what that's for.
Yeah, you do.
Now I do.
Ooh, is that a hull fragment? Yeah!
Cyclops.
I need at least one hull fragment and one bridge fragment while I'm here,
Why?
preferably. For building the Cyclops later in the game.
Wait, you're gonna build the Cyclops?
I have to build the Cyclops shield
shit.
generator.
I didn't think about that.
She has to construct the one vehicle just in order to do.
Because I can't go on ahead and construct that shield generator anywhere else.
I didn't even think about that.
I have to go on ahead and build
Because I
it.
just did that part. Yeah, when the rocket requires a shield generator for the Cyclops. But the only way to craft upgrades for the Cyclops is in the fabricator that's in the Cyclops. So you have to build the Cyclops first in order to build the components of the Cyclops that you build from the inside of it. And the Cyclops is a big building project.
It is.
You have to build several individual pieces of the Cyclops to craft the Cyclops.
Hello, Ice.
Oh,
Hang out.
man.
Are you okay?
I did not think about that.
Ooh, looky, bridge fragments.
Eee. Radiation detected. Did the Aurora blow up?
No, but there is still radiation when you get closer to it. And
Ah.
I'm fairly close to. Why am I doing this? I don't want that.
The Aurora is leaking radiation.
Ooh, another not
A
thing I want to
modification.
scan.
You don't want a modification
Ooh,
station?
another thing I want to scan.
Do you not use a mod station the whole playthrough?
Nope,
Shit.
never. Not once.
That's an amp eel. It's an eel that's covered in Tesla coils, basically.
Has reached critical state.
It's one of the only small creatures that shows up on your threat radar when you're in the Cyclops.
Oxygen.
You're in your giant submarine. It's like, don't go near that. Don't go by that. It's covered in lightning. Stop it.
I just found out that the Cyclops is going to go away in 2 hours.
The Aurora?
The Aurora, sorry.
I was like, the Cyclops. I didn't know it was here.
Alright, I think I'm done with this. I found everything I want in here. Let's go down.
Oh boy. Down
Like-
more when you're currently 200 meters deep.
Yeah, I'm bored up here. Let's go underneath the surface.
Oh boy.
I like how, other than a little screen going black and a tiny little message in the corner, you wouldn't know that anything was wrong with what just happened.
Oh yeah. Suffocating's really chill in this game.
Yeah, just like, oh, can't do this anymore.
Okay, where am I located?
You just kind of fade to black and be sad. Like that time you startled me when I was playing.
Nope.
I was farming
Awake.
resources in the cave, and you just walked in and talked to me, and it startled me. And then a moment later, I suffocated. Bulb bushes. I know why you did that too. That's for enzyme 42. You need 5 really specific resources. Ooh, heat vent. That's an early ruby.
Hello, Ruby. I'll take you
although
too.
Everything's early.
Yeah, everything's gonna feel early in this playthrough. But I'm just like, I
Okay.
was like 60 episodes in before I saw a ruby or a gel sack. You use those to craft aerogel, and that is a late fucking resource. That's like, I'm getting ready to go underground forever resource.
Aha, 12.
But I mean, technically it's just, oh, it did the rubber band, but it was an ampiel. I've never seen that. That's way too big of a creature to be doing the rubber band thing. Weird. This game has a weird glitch where life forms just rocket into space sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so every now and then you'll see a life form just go zoom across the screen, like my people need me. That's
a bone shark.
That's a bone shark. They're cool looking.
They are.
They look like little dragons, which is not really unique to them, but there's a number of dragon-like looking guys. And bone sharks are neat. They're just covered in plates, I guess bones, and they're called sharks, but they just look like cool little dragon lizard things. It's one of those things that falls in the territory of like, this would be intimidating if it was in real life, but if it's in a video game, I'm just like, cool. You just didn't like the direction of that door?
Yes, okay. I didn't feel like swimming around to the other side.
I was like, why did you just put yourself in a nightmare coffin?
I'm not even sure you can respawn if you take out the hatch.
Oh, did you just risk that?
I possibly.
Could you be in trouble right now?
I've never tried it to see if I can
Oh
respawn
no!
inside if
What
the
if you
hatch
don't?
is gone.
Oh no!
That's why I wait until I know that, you know.
I was scared you were gonna respawn back at the safe shallows.
Well, I will do that eventually.
Is that just if you delete whatever you are supposed to spawn in, you go back there, and that's how
Yeah.
you get back to the surface from like lava land?
Yeah.
Ah, the secret's revealed. Ice Doc, I know why you're doing that.
Are you gonna say that about all 5 things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's already 3 of them.
3 out of 5.
but we're about to do 4 out of 5, so...
They're that close together? What was the last one?
Well,
it's Ghostweed. Yeah, it's right. Wow, that's right
That's
there.
like the only
Wait, did you
ice
get one,
stalk
though?
down here. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Oh, you're being brain infected. Oh, you've been
No,
warped.
no, I just dropped the wrong thing. Fuck.
Oh no,
Fuck,
you're getting
fuck,
warped. Oh yeah, I didn't see a pop-up happen when you slashed it, so I was like, wait a minute.
Will
what
you
the
stop that?
Is it just teleporting you and being annoying?
Yeah, it's being a dick.
If you stab, it doesn't go away.
I don't know. We'll just run away.
What? That's not. Is that the abyss? Is
This is the Lost River.
Oh shit. Oh, because you were in the bulb forest, right?
Yeah, this is my entrance.
Oh, this is the 2-kilometer entrance.
Yeah.
It's really long.
This is my
What
entrance.
the fuck? We're in the Lost River. Are we even an hour in yet?
Probably.
How long are we in, Marty?
I don't know.
Marty,
I
That's
know
when
one.
we started.
Because
Yeah, we're an hour and 10 minutes into the recording.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I'm going a little slow.
This is the end of my playthrough. Like this is the end game. This is what I consider the end game, is when you start going in here. Hey, look, it's the corpse of the thing from earlier that was scary.
Excellent.
I wanted to put that in my time capsule as a picture and call it "There's always a bigger fish,"
30
because the implication is something bigger killed that, the thing that you're probably afraid of, new player. Right when you opened your PDF to see if you got the ghost weed or not, a fucking ampiel rocketed across the screen vertically. I was like, what the fuck?
Let's see here. How am I doing?
So yeah,
Did you have 4 of those things right now?
These?
Yeah.
No. I have the fungal sample, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
only a 1
Yeah.
square.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're reaching the end of the game, you're given a new recipe to solve that makes the cure happen, more or less.
Got it.
And she has 4 of the objects already because she knows in advance what they are.
And where to find them?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, because like you got 3 of them within like a minute of
Well,
each other, next to each other.
That eye stalk is the only eye stalk on this half of the map.
What is it? Just there confusingly? Like,
I think it was actually built there for things like this.
oh, maybe.
But
Because I was going to say they give you a bunch of teleporters that help you get to those places to get the resources for that objective.
oh, is that why they built the teleporters?
Yeah, all the
I've never-
teleporters they give you at that point directly to the zones that have those resources in them.
I haven't spent enough time down here to know. I never had the ion cubes to go through all of those teleporters, so
Oh, you've never bothered?
I've never bothered.
If you have a prawn suit, you can mine the ion cubes right there.
Yeah, but I've never had a prawn suit. Or I don't
never-
like. Well, I've constructed it
never
a few
played this
times,
game the
but
same
I
way.
don't like it.
It's so
Where is
weird.
my thing? Here it
Oh,
is.
that's the Ghost
Okay.
Leviathan.
Yes.
Oh, you're going straight into the lava hole?
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. So you're skipping the flooded place,
What flooded place?
the alien facility that's flooded. That's on that floor.
Oh yeah, I don't need that.
Is it is that one just lore? We're
1,000 meters.
We're 1,000 meters deep and there's lava. Oh, you've been lavaed. Don't
I
die.
hate that
Don't
guy.
die. You don't want to die.
I know I don't want to die. No.
Oh no, you've been warpered.
Fuck, fuck, fuck.
You're almost dead. Don't die. Quickly get in. Oh,
See power.
that was gonna send you back.
Yeah.
Is that a? Can I see the dragon yet?
No, you can't see the dragon from here.
We just skirted. In that moment, you just skipped 100% of the ghost leviathans. They just don't come up again. Like
Yeah.
that entire class of creature, we're past it already. Like fuck it, it's just a ghost leviathan.
No big
No
deal.
big deal.
So this part is the only part of this game, or of my speedrun, where I can find nickel ore. I need to find 3 nickel ore.
Like right here.
Otherwise, I have to go through the entire Lost River in order to find it.
Oh no.
So I'm just trying to locate my 3 nickel ore, and then I will be done with this area.
So much lava.
And hopefully, I can find the nickel.
I'm so distressed by us being here already. This is the area I was playing through like a couple days ago.
Yep.
Like,
She's just here.
this is what happens when you try to just do what you need to do, though.
Ooh, is that-
in an open world
No,
game?
that isn't.
Nickel's hard to find. It's just
Nickel
fucking
is
gray
so annoying.
in a basalty world. There's another ray for you to look at.
Hooray!
Hooray.
You know, if I weren't constantly looking elsewhere. There you go. Hey, that's actually cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah. One might. Oh shit! One might call it a magma ray. I almost said manta ray. I'm like, that's just what they're normally called.
That's just what they are.
Yeah.
This is not good.
I wonder if magma ray's a Pokemon
really not
yet.
good.
What is
That is a witness puzzle right there. You see that lava flow?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. Bzz.
I will be
Oh god,
fascinated.
why did you say that? Now I'm never gonna unsee that.
Do you want to tell the audience, Marty, about how you broke the witness and couldn't play anymore?
Oh yeah. I was really enjoying that game too, and
Yeah,
I caught a visual angle on something. I thought I was being clever, and I sent an elevator down that I later needed to get into and wasn't there, and
Yep.
had no way to bring it back.
Specifically, Marty was in the final area of the game, the mountain, and he sent the one elevator down without him. Because he was outside the elevator when he pressed it.
Are you not finding what you need?
I'm not finding even a single one.
Oh no!
Oh no.
What
Are they at consistent locations at all?
No. This is
Shit.
one of the RNGs that I said I needed to...
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. There's so much magma.
There's one! Excellent.
But you need to make it back alive, right? Or are you
Ew,
just...
I'm just gonna...
Oh, are you,
I'm gonna leave it there until I...
You're scouting it for your next life?
Yeah. Yeah.
For,
Number three.
for reincarnation?
Yeah.
Wait, does that battery replacement persist through death?
Lava lizard! That's
I
what
just replaced the battery.
The lava lizard, that's what I sent to the person of whoever gets that in the mail.
You're really nice.
I sent them a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
The lava lizards look cool. I like all the reptile fish in this game.
Whoa, hey, go away there.
That's an infected lava lizard. It's not as good.
I might...
The energy suckers. Those guys suck.
Your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where did I put that?
The lava lizard.
It was down here.
You lose it?
There it is.
Finding nickel sucks.
One nickel ore.
Are you trying to get all the nickel for the launch?
Yeah, I was trying to
Oh.
get 3 nickel ore around these lava pools. They aren't much further in.
It's 3, not 4?
It's 3,
Alright.
not 4.
This is not something that you need to argue about.
Or are you trying to trip me up?
No. I'm thinking of that
Actually-
I'm thinking of that one part of the launch where everything is 4. Like it's like
Kyanite and
four
crystalline sulfur.
Yeah, I was thinking of that part. There's a lot of infected creatures around here.
Now, I need to deconstruct this base, but I have way too much oxygen left and not enough to do the next part. Where's my lava so I can die?
Must die faster. Did you? Are you
Must
going?
die
Right into
faster.
it.
Did you get the nickel you needed?
No. I've saved for the 1 piece of nickel I have.
Now you're gonna go further in.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna find more down there,
I don't
or do you
know.
think you're gonna have to come back later for more nickel in the river?
I don't know.
Shit.
By the way, I don't need that.
There's so much uncertainty in this.
Indeed.
It's scary.
Yeah, this particular one I'm not
It's like
very
speedrunning a slot machine.
thrilled with. Okay. Well, because also, I haven't explored all of further down here, and I just don't want my base to be so far away.
Yeah, because those are nickel, aren't they? But you're just
Nope.
fucked. Oh, that's titanium. Never mind.
And also, it's a drill arm thing. So
Yeah. I'm just saying. I was just pointing out like that's the issue is you can't pick things up on your own. Was that like a sandstone or something
Shale.
instead of a nickel? Yeah, nickel.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, is that another one? Yep. Yeah. So Marty, sandstone, limestone, and shale are all RNG.
Okay.
Each of them is a loot box, basically, of a list of like 2 to like 4 resource types.
Okay.
So it's a predetermined list, but you just open it up and find out what it is each time. But nickel and quartz and stuff like that are just visibly in their form already. You just find
Fuck
them
off.
as that resource. Yeah, you're being warped.
Fuck off. Fuck
He's
off.
hunting you down.
I hear this.
Yeah. I see it because it covered half the screen earlier. It was prominent.
And then it's like, yeah, never mind.
And nickel's my least liked resource in the game. Because it doesn't drop from anything in RNG. And it's just a fucking nondescript...
I just found another piece.
Yep. It's just a nondescript gray-ass rock. It's so shit. It's so frustrating to loot.
I seriously keep finding it at the, I'm thinking the shale is the nickel.
Yeah. Ooh, I saw it.
That guy?
Is that Ghost Leviathan?
No, that is a sea dragon.
It's significantly bigger. We skipped
That
right
is the
past
thing
Ghost
that if I go
Leviathans.
on ahead and hit, if I get hit by that, I die.
Yeah.
Just straight
Instant.
It can breathe
instantly.
fire underwater.
up. That's terrific.
Yeah,
I've got another nickel.
when we we have like a moment to live too.
Well, I didn't pick it up.
Okay.
Ooh, is that another
so
nickel?
you know-
I found another nickel.
Ah, you found him.
I found two.
You know when we went down the hole into the lava from the river?
Yeah.
That one thing in the air for a second there, that was your one chance to see a Ghost Leviathan this playthrough.
Yeah, sorry.
So you either noticed it or you didn't, because it was there for a second, and that's they're only in the Lost River and the Blood Kelp zone, which I don't think we're going to.
No, we aren't.
Is the Blood Kelp zone just not in your playthrough?
Not really.
Oh, trippy.
Where am I? Oh, I'm over here.
So the trap here is that if she gets rid of her reset locations, then if she ever dies, she goes all the way back to the safe shallows.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh,
he
did it-
sees me.
Is he going after you?
He sees me.
Do you need to hide or something?
I'm hiding. Build my base. Why did I undo my base? Why did I undo my base?
Is that not?
Oh god, it's roaring. You guys can't hear it. Commentators can't hear it.
Get in there! Get in there! Get in there!
Everything's fine now.
It's so big. It never attacked me. I've never been attacked by
Oh.
that creature.
The aurora is exploding.
Oh hey, we will not witness that. Kyanite is so big.
The reactor will reach a
She was telling me
Is that
about a
Nicole?
unique challenge she has to face. Is that the kyanite is not is really not really mineable for her. She has to find unusual sources of kyanite. Because the primary way you find it is those giant crystals, which you mine with a drill arm. What the fuck?
That's the Aurora.
That's the Aurora exploding? Mm-hmm. You're so far from it.
I know, but you still feel it.
You would not feel it.
No, you don't. But
That's not how Earth works.
no, it isn't. But you know.
Is that was that all like... Was that all supposed to be like steam and smoke from the Aurora exploding all the way
Yeah,
down here?
The debris, because if you're underwater when it goes, you do get the whole shockwave.
Weird. I don't know how it affects water necessarily,
Yeah.
but yeah, I know that underground you would not feel an explosion that's on the surface,
Okay.
and that's true for like 100 meters down, not 1,200 meters down.
This is one of the two most challenging portions of my game, so...
Try not to die. Alright, is that the hole right there?
No.
You're
So
not-
I
you're
have
not
to go
above
across...
you're not above the hole right now?
No. I have to go across this opening, which luckily the dragon is at the thermal plant. Oh, I have three points. So
Oh
this
boy.
is...
So you do have to go to the thermal plant.
I do have to go to the thermal plant,
That's one of your objectives. It's also...
Yes.
Is this a source of... Yeah, there's your kyanite
Yeah,
source,
this
right?
is my kyanite source. No!
Oh,
rock.
better figure that out.
Fuck! Okay,
Do you,
that's fine.
do you not have stuff you can get rid of?
I do. I'll be fine in a moment.
So this cave's the only location for kyanite you can pick up with your hand, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a fair amount of it.
No, I can always find my kyanite.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. There's
never-
actually I wasn't thinking about it, but there's actually a lot of it visible here. I got most of my kyanite because you physically mine it from those giant sources everywhere. But this cave's the only place where it renders individually. This area is full of warpers.
There's an alien structure.
This is also a place I discovered like a few days ago. Crystalline silver. That's an important find.
Oh, right, because she used materials to rebuild. the
Right,
base.
that's why she wasn't picking it up, because she had to build her base
That's what I knew.
first.
Did I get my two? Uh-oh.
You have 2 kyanite.
2 kyanite
Good.
and 1 crystalline sulfur.
Seconds.
I think it's 1 sulfur, yeah, but you need 4.
I have 2 kyanite. I'm good. I need 6 altogether, but
This is
I
so
only
weird to
need
watch.
2 right now.
So you need 2. You need 2 to craft the blue tablet.
Yeah.
And you need 4 for the rocket launch.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
This place is cool.
Yeah.
And it's not underwater, so I
Yeah.
get to run.
Yeah, if we were inside it. So that happens to you too. When you change floors, all the textures unload for a second. That's one of the purple tablets. It opens up this place. There's an ion cube, which you use to craft the purple tablets.
Or blue tablets.
Yeah, you craft all the tablets with an ion cube plus whatever 2 resources they say you need for it, basically. So a blue is 2 kyanite and an ion tablet.
What's the name of this place?
The alien thermal plant.
Okay.
It generates all the power for all the alien structures you haven't seen. Yeah, this is roughly what it would look like if we went inside the quarantine enforcement platform and stuff like that.
We'll go inside the quarantine enforcement platform eventually.
Yeah, when we have to.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, in a moment.
Oh, are you about to die and warp up?
No. I'm
We're about
going to warp up.
Oh, we're about to warp. Right, this is the portal you opened. Fuck, it's so late in the game. This is weird. It's not as weird as the time I watched a speedrun of Darkwood, though. I spent like 30 or 40 episodes in that game, and the person beat it in 30 minutes.
Yep.
And that was astonishing. In part because you can just sprint. It's like this where you can just sprint to all the specific objectives, but the objective list is kind
Really
of
short.
way shorter to an extent.
Yeah.
And they also did a death glitch where they warped back to the beginning. In Darkwood, the core gameplay cycle is kind of the day and night cycle, where during the day you gather stuff and explore, and at night you hole up in your house and try to survive the night.
This is the gun platform, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're back up there.
Yeah, you're inside it.
And look, an alien rifle.
Yeah, you can't scan that and make it though.
Can't make it.
No.
Should be able to make it.
You should be able to. But stuff works this way. Hey, that's the moon pool that goes to exactly where your base is located.
Yep.
Conveniently.
Not conveniently. I put it there on purpose.
This is planned.
No, I mean the convenient moon pool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey, look, in a Ashley building that has oxygen.
Honest, it doesn't even have to be Ashley's playthrough for this game to do my head in when I start realizing all the ways places fit together.
Yep.
Because this game has a really compact, like Metroidvania-ish layout with tons of caves and interconnecting areas, and every biome neighbors like 4 other biomes and stuff like that. But it's not immediately apparent because you have limited view of everything.
Yep.
So like it just wrecks me sometimes where I'm like, oh, that's right, that's been there the whole time. Like I'll have 2 separate locations I recognize that I've known about for dozens of hours, and one day I'll realize they touch. And where there were places I went to and visited separately without realizing they were touching each other.
What'd we miss?
I forgot my fabric. So-
Oops.
Oh, but I have to go back there anyway. So,
Like
okay.
rubber and stuff.
I need 3 more. Do I want to save those or do I want to drop them? They can stay.
And just when you're starting to get used to how bizarre it is, how everything connects to each other, then teleporters come into the game. And you're like, what the fuck?
Can she use it to get back down there now too?
Yep.
The teleporter's 2-way, and it's
Got
always
it.
on now. So she just gave herself an access to how far she is so far in here.
all right.
Which also means if she somehow messes up and goes all the way back to the beginning or something via bad death, then she can at least warp there now.
And you were saying that the mountain is useless.
Yeah. It's not useful for outside of this context of speedrunning, really. The mountain has an objective and some story moments on it, and some resources that you can be found elsewhere also.
You would not
mostly.
have found the Bobo tree if you did not find the mountain.
Yeah, the best thing that is contributed by the mountain is the bulbo
And
tree.
that saved you because I'm so sick of watching you eat bulbo bushes.
I never stopped. A bulbo tree is a thing you can grow in any outdoor lab. We're taking a break?
Yeah.
Do you need
All
a
right.
real pause?
We're taking a break. We're taking a break. But yeah,
a break.
the
You want
bulbo-
me to stop it?
in a sec. I'm just gonna explain to you the tree. She saw that on that shore before, and
Right.
she stabbed at it. But
Yeah.
it's a thing you can stab like 8 times to get a thing that'll give you like 10, about 10 water and hunger at once
Oh.
for every stab you do, and it gives you like a big 2x2 inventory item to eat.
And you're just like, oh,
But each
no.
of them is worth that much, and any of those individual carvings can be planted to make an entire new tree. When I had my submarine, I had infinite food and water because I just had a whole Arcadia in the back room that was just bobo trees to harvest off of and eat just monotonously, and then food and water never mattered again. All right, we're taking a break.
Taking a break.exe. Well, we're starting.
Hey,
anyway.
we're back. So Marty questioned the word Arcadia, so I had to question myself and look it up. And it's based on the name of a Greek province, and it's a word about having basically like a utopia with a harmony with nature and everything.
So
it's
not
about an unspoiled wilderness and stuff like that. So yeah, my hand cultivated garden is not exactly an Arcadia,
but you could say that it's as close as you could get in that environment.
Yeah. I think living peacefully in the safe shallows is kind of like an Arcadia.
Okay, back at it.
Although any unspoiled elements of Subnautica are themselves this weird Frankenstein monster of like carefully and just barely kept alive wilderness in otherwise a dead planet.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that?
Because the infection has destroyed the planet except this one region. You just like this trick now, huh?
Well, I don't need that side anymore. Okay,
I'm moving my front door.
I need this side
Because now you need to get your...
because now I need to get my kyanite and my crystalline sulfur.
Okay.
Last time I only needed 2 for the thing.
And now you need the 4 of each for the ending.
Now I need the 4 of each for the ending.
I don't like saying that. We just need 4 of each for the ending.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh,
Kyanite.
Perfect.
It's nice of them to glow, to just
3.
openly glow for you.
4.
It's very useful.
And more.
And now you have more inventory space because you crafted the tablet and stuff.
No, she dropped everything off back at the real base.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Right, yeah. She did a delivery back to the other base. So now she actually has space for what is like 8 items to pick up and stuff like that. It's really weird watching you just pilot directly into your death.
it was really weird the first time I saw a speedrunner do that. I'm like, what the heck? But now I get it. Now when I'm not in the lava zone, I'm like, oh man, waiting for the oxygen to go away. This sucks.
So now you're looking for the sulfur?
Yeah, but that's a lot more readily available, so I'm not as concerned about picking up all 4 pieces. If I can, great. If I can't, eh.
One of the struggles I ran into is I associated the crystalline sulfur with being in the Lost River because that's where I found it. And so when I later on wanted more of it, I looked for it in the Lost River, and it's not a good place to look for it. There's a lot of it here, but I wasn't looking for it when I found it here, so if I found any, I didn't think about it.
So this is just in case you run across the sea dragon?
Yeah, I have to do a sea dragon thing again.
The sea dragon that literally goes in circles around this mountain.
Yeah, so
It has a projectile attack.
and I have to do it.
It kills you so fast.
It really does.
Oh my god.
Sea dragon kills you faster if it gets you.
Yeah. It's so cool looking. I wasn't scared.
No,
It just looks really cool.
it's really cool, and I haven't gotten attacked by it often, but I did.
Oh, was that just for your air?
Yeah. My air, and so I had a save point that would maybe not kill me.
Is it a save point though if you've deleted it?
Well, she did an actual save.
I did an actual save.
So if this goes south,
a
she'll just
physical
reload
save.
it.
Okay, here's the scary part. I don't
Yeah.
hear it though, so should be good.
And you can hear it from a way away. It's loud.
It's a big one.
It's a real big thing. It's adorable though. It paddles with its hands. Like it's got
It
the
does.
Cthulhu tentacle butt and everything, but also has giant arms that just physically like breast strokes with in through the
look,
ocean.
another shale.
No. Oh. Deeper. Even deeper.
What is that?
That's a
Oh,
quartz?
lithium.
It's like, now there's quartz. How do you feel about that?
It's a weird place.
We're going deeper already.
And deeper. And deeper.
So you have to upgrade even the most expensive vehicles, like the Cyclops, you have to upgrade it twice in its depth module to even be able to go this deep without it crushing. That's how.
How ridiculous this
Yeah,
part is.
and crafting those upgrades takes longer than her speedrun. Because you have to find set objects. Oh yeah, the story's happening at her.
Oh, yeah.
Just enjoy that visual.
Move away. I saw what I needed.
Oh, there it is. Is she stopping you from playing at all? Oh, she's not.
No, she's just
It's
making it hard to see it.
It's just distracting.
So you say she, what is it?
She is...
She's called the Sea Emperor.
Yeah, she's called the Sea Emperor.
She is a large creature of a largely extinct race, being kept in an alien facility down here where she is right now.
So that's not like some pre-recorded thing, that they're actually alive and they're trying to communicate with you.
Yeah, telepathically. They've actually communicated with you several times by now normally, but she got here so fast that and did none of the other triggers.
Okay, now for the last scary part.
Yeah,
My only experience with that was I watched a clip.
it's right there in that building. The end of the game. That's the end of the game, that building.
I watched a clip of a streamer playing this game complaining that it really needed random events. And right in the middle of complaining that it needed random events, he got the first story trigger.
Yeah. Which is pretty random.
It
The
is.
first time it happens, I thought I was being hunted by the warpers, and that was the warpers yelling at me. Because it was such a weird. It's just like all it does is express curiosity towards you
What
the first time around,
are you?
and you don't. Yeah, and then it just goes whoa.
Hello,
Lava-
rubber band.
Ah, lava lizard left the water. Ah, magic. But yeah, the first time she shows up, I was exploring a random human wreck in a totally safe area with no plot significance, and then just got startled by bizarre vision. I'm like, what the fuck?
How'd that crab even get in? There was force fields.
Oh no,
in the
those
way.
are mechanical spiders.
Oh, okay.
They're replicators.
They work here.
All right.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah,
They're
they're
just around.
replicators.
They sometimes attack you really not committedly.
They're like, wait, you're in my way.
They sometimes sting you a bit and seemingly do 0 damage, but just go, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, stop it. Alright, we'll get ready to see the biggest thing in the game already.
Oh, is she getting cured?
Yeah, more or less.
More or less. The last ingredient's in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you need to warp back for a fabricator.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
It's so fucking big. Look how big it is.
This is her.
all right.
Yeah.
This is she.
She's a filter feeder.
Are you here to play?
Yeah.
I should here.
No, it's fine.
Because I mean, I've heard this so many times.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have to watch this cutscene every single time.
I will be watching this again later, hearing myself explain that I'll be watching this again later.
Oh, you're gonna watch this speedrun
absolutely.
later with all the audio on?
Yeah.
Yeah, for context, Marty and I can't hear the game.
This seemed like the best way to get good audio.
We went with yeah. We don't want to broadcast the audio through the room, but we actually needs to hear the game for a lot of obvious reasons, like
Mostly oxygen warnings.
and reapery reasons,
Yeah, that too.
and screaming, the various screaming things. It's so big.
It's so big.
It's so big. So you're going for the man of war looking thing,
Am I going for the what?
the thing that looks like a man of war. That thing.
This looks like a man of war?
Yeah, the sea crown.
Okay, but yeah, I am, I guess.
A man of war is like a weird jellyfish-like thing that has a super dangerous, deadly sting and stuff.
That's not what I'm actually going after.
but
What
it
I want
vi-
is this.
But it visibly looks a lot like those things, like almost exactly like them, except for that being a plant. And it's a composite life form, unlike a jellyfish, and that's like a group of things. You're doing the warp out?
I'm collecting the 2 ion cubes I need.
Wait, are you gonna go back up to the portal that's in the lava zone? Is that what's gonna
No.
happen?
No, I'm not
Uh,
leaving this facility again except for leaving this facility.
How do you make the cure? Are you gonna craft it here?
Yeah, I'm going back out up to the gun platform. Oopsie.
So how are you getting back to the gun platform? Oop.
Say again?
How are you getting to the gun platform?
I'll go through the arch. I'll go through the teleport arch. The one that the juveniles go through that you had to open?
Does that open before you hatch them? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Ah.
It-
Then there's no problem at all. Never mind. I was like, wait a minute. What's the order of operations here? Oh yeah, you just go up to it and she blows it off, huh?
Yeah. And luckily, both ion cubes I need for this are in here already.
yeah.
So I'm like, nah,
Because are
okay.
you down here hatching her young?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And there are her young.
All right.
So this entire environment is only alive because of her enzymes, which fight off the disease.
Got it.
Specifically, that vent we saw earlier, very, very briefly, that I said, that's plot significant.
Yeah.
There's creatures called peepers that are these adorable fish with giant orange eye that have been around since the first zone, and they're here too.
Okay.
That guy.
Yeah.
They come down here, gather the enzyme, go upstairs, and expel it.
Ah.
And so they've been saving the entire region of this map. And if you go outside this map, then like that's it. Like you're out of the living zone. The peepers are the peepers bring nutrients down here so that the sea emperor can live, which is just a filter feeder, and then take the enzyme back up and save themselves and the entire ecosystem. Either from spewing the enzyme at things or even just getting eaten by predators that then survive because it has the enzyme.
Interesting.
It's real weird.
That hand was very strange.
It is very strange.
Yeah, it only feels like it happens right there too, right?
I think so.
Hey, look, your base. How did that happen?
I feel like they were gonna at one point we're planning an animation where like a sea emperor or something like drags you through by your hand, and then they just didn't do that, but your hand still animates weird that one time. Oh, there's the cure for the it's not the cure for the disease, but they are the cure for the disease, and she's going to hatch them.
Got it.
And then they're going to be living sea emperors that can live in the ecosystem again. Because they're babies and then go through the portal, which
Yeah.
she just opened, which is
Did
the
I
end of the
just save
game.
the game?
Yeah, you did.
Ah, this is the end of the game.
Yeah, this is
Bothers
the end
me.
of my phase 1 though.
Okay.
Because I still have to finish all of the resource
Yeah.
gathering for the rocket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
And
backloaded
the
stuff that I was doing.
Cyclops
Yeah. Stuff that I did in what I considered not the end game yet. You
Yeah.
still have to do because
Yeah.
the order is so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, these things will create the enzyme that cures you, which I guess for all of phase 2 warpers ignore you, I guess, huh?
I don't know why I built that.
So so the warpers are going to ignore her once she's cured because she's not infected anymore, which is great. There they are. Look
Hey,
at them.
look.
And I'll
We just were born.
I'll even show them when they're playing with their mama.
Yeah.
'Cause they are kind of cute.
They are
And I have my
cute.
bubble properly good. Okay.
And they all like rub up on her face and it's like, oh, my life's fulfilled. So the premise here is that there's that thing that this happens in real life too, where like sometimes eggs won't hatch until specific conditions are met in their environment, and so you make an enzyme that convinces them that it's time to hatch.
Got it.
They've been sitting there in stasis for hundreds or thousands of years, and she's been the only sea emperor just here.
And she's stuck here because there's not a way out?
Yeah, there's no way out.
You,
How is it that she ended up in here?
She was captured by the aliens.
Got it.
Who were trying to cure themselves. They were trying to.
put this on.
No.
No, I want you to hear this, and I hear it all the time.
This is super confusing.
Yeah, but I hear it all the time, and I'm about to make the really cool sounding thing by going to the
Okay.
enzyme. And it sounds really cool.
Perhaps next we meet, I will be an
Oh, look. Your hand was infected. It wasn't before, but now it is. But now it's healed? Ah!
It's just really like the background music.
All right.
I was wearing gloves during this part, so it was less effective visually.
Oh.
Isn't that cool sounding?
Yeah, that was cool.
Take those back.
The Sea Emperor is a cool design.
Okay, so
Also
I'm cured.
weirdly has arms.
Yeah.
A lot of fish creatures with arms in this universe. Ba-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun. There's a better Doctor Who moment later.
And there, now you see them
Oh yeah, that
floating
is
around.
definitely a good Doctor Who moment.
So your phase 1 of your speed run is complete at
It's
this
just
point.
about complete.
Yeah.
Oh. What's the actual terminus point?
This part right here, where I go and shut down the gun.
Got it. It goes, hey, you're not infected.
So now the Sunbeam is, air quotes, safe.
Yeah.
from the gun at least, and then now its enemy is ineptitude.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Which-
really all of our enemies?
To be fair, with the way they sounded, I'm not surprised
No,
that
they're
they
purple.
die.
Oh, that's mean. They died for you.
No, in the regular
Ineptly.
course of the game, it's very sad.
But now they seem stupid.
But
It's like when I played
but
Fire.
they
I
do
did it-
seem a little inept. Oh, I haven't landed on a beach since the academy.
It's like-
and that was in VR.
It's like when I did my silent playthrough of Firewatch, where every time I get a chance, I just don't respond for the entire game. It just makes Delilah feel like an insane person the entire playthrough. Because she will just power through and keep talking to you even if you don't respond for hours.
I've been thinking of getting that.
This is a cute animation. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's gonna stack.
I just like what you do when you're like, oh, stop stabbing me, you stupid thing.
even though in my case it was like my whole plan was to get stabbed. It was the point. So it's powering down. I like multi-layered lights turning off, power down animations.
And the end horn, too.
It looks neat in here. Hey,
An alien device.
yeah, the one that's like yelling at you. This is a giant. Yeah.
This is so not but Doomsday Device.
Yeah.
I just love the sound of it. Enough potential energy to destroy the entire planet along with most of the solar system. Fortunately, it has malfunctioned. You hope.
The implication almost being that like the moment it went at you was when it was going to blow up the whole planet.
Yeah.
Good thing that worked out.
That was not in the early access.
There's a fair amount of comedy in the PDA voiceovers and the entries.
Excellent.
Even if they did take out my favorite line.
What was that?
When you first booted up the PDA, it used to say, "Congratulations on not dying." It's like, thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate
Earlier
that.
when she was swimming around constantly in the shallows, it told her, "You have now surpassed your
Weekly exercise quotient by 500%.
yeah." Because you're just so constantly
Sensors
running around.
indicate swimming is your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development. I haven't heard that forever, have I? No, I don't want those.
Target
What do I not want? I want those.
Are you still
Oh,
there?
the crystalline.
There's also one that says you have to reimburse Altera for all of the resources you're using that you're finding on this planet.
Yeah,
What?
the first time you find a diamond, it tells you that you have to reimburse them for everything you find.
Yeah. All the resources you use are all property of Altera. You owe them.
Okay, is that
It's
good?
like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's good. Save. That's good, right?
The primary takeaway of why you survived and everyone else didn't is basically you landed in the coolest part of the planet where nothing happens, and also your fabricator worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more or less.
Your fabricator worked. And,
Yeah.
and based on
Oh,
your
I saw
description,
the Reaper on your right. I saw him.
based on your description of the enzymes,
No,
Did I imagine that?
no, it's just one of the wire things.
any number of other segments of this planet would have been completely uninhabitable.
Oh yeah, you're fucked if you don't have the enzyme 42. But also, like, all the other Altera pods you know about, at least, all crashed within enzyme zone. But they're all some combination of landing in horrible places or straight up just not having a functioning fabricator.
I still don't get why number 3 died.
Some of them you don't know what happened to them at all. Like, some of them are like, we only have one sea glide between the two of us. And then you never hear from them again. It's just, I guess they must have died somewhere before leaving another convenient audio log to tell us what happened to them.
You only have one sea glide yourself.
Yeah,
you
I
could have
only
made
have
another one.
person.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
that'd take too much time.
We had the ones, we're in the safe shallows when you spawn, and there's just nothing going on there, really. But some of the people didn't try that hard. Because, yeah, there's one crashed pod here in one of the kelp forests.
That's like
that has
30 meters below the surface. It's
Yeah,
like-
and it has 2 people in it. But I think one of the mistakes might be is that anyone who seemed safe, the first thing they probably tried to do when they were done is they probably got on a sea glide and tried to go to the Aurora.
yeah.
And the Aurora explodes a few days into the story, so anyone who went there dies.
Yep.
And that's probably where a lot of people went if they did survive. But a lot of them are really bad. Like, you find some of them 500 meters deep in the darkness. You find one on the surface of the water, upside down with a hole ripped in it.
And a Reaper nearby.
Yeah, because the Reaper presumably got it. That's a heartbreaking message, because that guy was, like, really on it. Like, he had a working fabricator, and he was keeping really busy. But the Reaper tried to swallow his pod.
Oh.
So, like, that's what already tried to happen. And he's like, I need to get away from this pod. There's already a hole in it. I've got the sea glide. I've got a creature decoy. And, his plan is to go to the Aurora. And he's like, he even says, the decoy will not last long enough, based on my calculations, for me to get to the Aurora. So he just has to hope the Reaper is distracted long enough it doesn't notice him and go after him while the decoy is running. But then, even if all of that insane nightmare plan works out, it's still the end output is still that he'll still blow up on the Aurora if he makes it.
Yep.
So, like, you know he's dead. You just don't know which of the three things killed him.
6, 7, 8. I'll need one more lead.
It's such a shit show.
And how am I doing on my lithium?
There's a lot of characters where there's the last you ever hear of them is you hear about a plan that they're going to try to do, and that's the last message you hear from that character.
11. I need 3 more lithium.
3 lithium, 1 lead.
She's writing notes.
Making notes. I wonder if you've ever recorded pencil sounds on any of your videos ever before.
He
Probably.
writes with markers, so
Yeah, which can get pretty loud, especially when I do it on purpose. Sharpie on paper that I'm holding in front of the microphone.
Just for effect?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
nutrient block.
Vital signs stabilizing.
That is a rare resource. Do you ever get to craft those? I don't remember.
no.
Yeah, so you just find the ones that exist in the game.
That's one of the things the community would like to have. Or seems to want to have.
Because they're better than all the fish options.
Like, even if you had to combine, like, a marble melon and a bulb bush or something, or multiples of them,
Oh, that'd be easy.
it'd be really nice to be able to craft them for long-term survival.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't need my rebreather right now, which is why I'm putting it away. I also don't need
You're not going to be going
dead
deep for a while?
batteries. No. Don't need dead batteries.
No, her breather is something she had to craft early, because if she didn't have that, the oxygen loss would multiply as you get deeper.
Got it.
You have to have the rebreather equipped to stabilize your oxygen loss.
Yeah.
It's one of the many systems that try to stop you from just going down all the time.
That,
Between your vehicles breaking and your
those, and that's
your lack of a breather cutting down your oxygen.
But if you have a rebreather and a sea glide, you're set.
Yeah, and you're willing to die a lot.
Yeah.
It would be significantly harder otherwise. In the early areas, you use a solar panel, but once you go down, there's no more sun.
Right.
And once you go in a cave, there's definitely no more sun. So in the river, you can power your bases with bioreactors, which is an energy creator that you just jam living matter into it.
Can't you do that even in the lava area?
You can do it basically anywhere where you can find living shit to jam in it, basically.
Oh, I always just bring gel sacks with me.
Yeah, I bring a lantern tree. So you can harvest the lanterns off of it without having to replant the tree or whatever.
Perpetually. Learned
Yeah.
that one the hard way. Planted it where I didn't want it and then couldn't get rid of it. No matter how hard I tried.
But yeah, with the bioreactor, you just jam living matter into it and it powers your base.
Right.
And that can be eggs, that can be trees, that can be living fish.
Yeah.
Just pop them in there.
Feed
Or
you,
gel
feed
sacks.
the
Yeah.
base.
And eventually,
And baby reefbacks, if you can find them.
reefbacks are so good, even though Marty doesn't know what one is, maybe.
I got to see one when we were testing the recording setup.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Because they haven't shown up in this recording, have they?
There was a brief glimpse of one, but it didn't get noted.
That's because we're doing other stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got plenty of other things to deal
The
with.
reefbacks are precious. But, The alternative options are you can have a thermal generator.
Based
You
on
go find a hot shit or lava, heat vents or lava, and just put a thermal generator there, and then that'll feed energy to your base based on how hot it is or how many you make there.
right.
And then there's nuclear, which the
Hey,
an actual sand shark tried. Listen, they don't get the successful hits very often. You got to give that to them.
That was pretty good. I was impressed.
He got you.
I was not expecting that.
I never made a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, I don't really care for them. Usually by the time I get them, I'm well set in my bioreactor.
It's more that by the time you get access to uraninite, or uranite, you're at the point where it's like you don't really need to make a base ever again.
Uranite is right at the mountain. You can get it on the mountain island.
If you go down.
Okay, we know that that's not your strong suit.
Yeah. Yeah, you went down and you found uranite and gel sacks and rubies, and I was like, the fuck? That's what I was telling Marty. It's like, that's stuff I got like 60 episodes in, and you were finding it at the base of the mountain. I was like, excuse me? I mean, who sees the giant cliff at the mountain that goes 600 meters down and is like, yeah, I'll go down there.
Yeah, that seems fine.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's go down.
Do you have a repulsor
no.
or propulsion cannon? You can get in without that?
Kind of.
Oh.
I can jump through fire one way and then kind of finagle my way out the other way.
Oh, you also don't have a fire extinguisher?
I'm not going to bother with one of those.
Not even the ones that are just right here?
No, I don't actually need it.
There's one right there.
I know.
You look straight at it.
I know, but I don't actually need it.
You're not going to repair the
No.
reactor, are you?
I'm not going to be here long enough to repair the reactor.
Oh boy. And I can see why you're saving. Oh no. Oh, you almost died on the spot. Holy crap. Is that the only medkits you need? Or is that the ones that you were
Probably.
lucky enough to get so far?
Probably the
Are they
only
just- are
ones
they
I
just-
need.
are they
Those
just
were the
coming-
two that she just picked up in
Yeah.
the wreck.
Oh.
They were RNG that they were that. I was hoping they were batteries, but
Oh.
I'll take them.
Oh yeah, that's one of my primary sources of batteries. All the random boxes that just give you them.
I know.
It's really inefficient. There's all these loot boxes everywhere, and they all have a bottle of water or
One
a
piece of
battery in
equipment.
them.
Yeah.
If you're really
Why did I
lucky,
do
if you're
this?
really lucky, they have a power cell,
Why did I do
which
this?
is
Why did you do this?
a little harder. Are you not going the right way or something? Laser cutter. I couldn't get over this. Every time I cut something open, I thought that whatever came behind was going to be a jump scare.
And it never happened.
I've played so many horror games, I guess. It's such a prolonged anticipation for opening a door. I also played Alien Isolation, which didn't help. But I always thought that whatever comes behind that was going to be an enemy. And it's never anything. Did you ever get enough Cyclops?
Oh, I've got plans for that later. That's not right now.
Okay.
Remember, we're in phase 2 now.
Yeah,
This,
Yeah.
this is no longer. Oh, this is where you jump through fire.
No, I already jumped through the
She
fire.
just has to
Oh.
repair the door. This is one of those examples I mentioned. Sometimes you cut it, sometimes you will just open it, sometimes you repair it. Here's all the examples back to back.
All right.
That's a sample platter.
Guess what I no longer need?
A cutter?
The repair tool. That was the last time I needed the repair tool.
Oh, that's what you were talking about? That's the last time you need it? Did you just drop it?
No, I took out the battery.
Oh.
Oh, come on. Behave.
That is funny. Yeah. I specifically needed just to repair one door.
Nutrient block. That seems no longer useful.
Force of habit to go on ahead and pick it up.
Yeah, there's just so many boxes everywhere.
I'm
This
so
is the
used to
captain?
always looting everything.
That's the whole reason she came here. Because the captain went down with a ship, but contacted Altera while crashing, and they sent him blueprints for an escape rocket.
Huh.
So if you go to his quarters, you can get that. But he didn't have a chance to implement that or tell anyone about it, because then he died. And that's the entire reason to go into the The
Yep.
Aurora.
All right.
It's not the only reason. It's the only reason she has for beating the game quickly.
Yeah.
It's full of a ton of blueprints and information to scan.
Blueprints and loot.
I spent
and
like
you can,
4 hours exploring this place.
and you can fix the radiation. And behind that door is the
Yep.
sea moth fragments. And no, this is
Yeah.
an awesome,
You get the prawn suit here.
awesome
The
wreckage.
prawn suit being
Yeah.
like the mech suit that Ripley uses against the alien.
Yeah.
You get the depth modules for the Cyclops or for the sea moth.
It has a
and-
jetpack and a grappling hook and a drill arm. And
Yeah,
its own inventory.
I hear there's a lot of people that really like the prawn suit,
Yeah.
but Ashley doesn't.
I do not.
She's never liked it.
Ashley doesn't make vehicles.
Well,
There was a point in time when she played this
Happening
game
right
with
now.
vehicles.
What was that turret? Was it,
well, the
Was that-
Aurora is shaking from the wreckage.
oh, right, because you haven't
Because it
repaired it,
shakes.
so it does
And
the
then
occasional freak out.
I don't have a propulsion cannon, so I'm kind of.
At desk.
I find if I scan this, I seem to have better luck getting up there.
What the fuck?
Because I kind of have to just jump my way over here. This is like. There we go.
There you go.
That's like the most frustrating part of
Yeah,
this.
you're supposed to use a gravity gun here, basically, that you
you are.
crafted.
But I don't, and
Which, admittedly, is not very useful outside of exploring the Aurora.
and it takes a while to find all of the
Yeah, more
fragments
complicated
are
recipes to
around
get.
the Aurora. So
I just want the Reaper to be right there when you jump in the water.
you what? Oh,
I just want the Reaper to be right there when you land
it
in the
doesn't
water.
come into that section. If
Just-
I hang out near the surface, I'm good.
You just go directly into its mouth at like Cloverfield Paradox's ending.
Do I have my base?
Don't
I
watch
do.
Cloverfield Paradox if you're in the audience.
I am not in the audience, and I also will not watch it.
Oh boy.
I have seen it show up on a couple of streaming services and went, "What is this?"
Oof.
Will not watch
If
what?
you ever want to laugh at a bad
Cloverfield Paradox.
movie,
Oh,
I feel
heard
like
of that.
if I wanted to laugh at a bad movie, I would probably go finish watching Game Night. That,
oh, there we are.
it's actually pretty hilarious. It's very campy. You get into it and you know it's going to be campy. But I didn't finish it because it was on a plane.
oh. Yeah, that was a nosedive in quality for that series.
Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah. Because Cloverfield's pretty enjoyable as this really specific subgenre of like found footage Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
And then 21 Cloverfield Lane is actually really
No.
good. It's significantly better than Cloverfield was.
Do you have to use one more battery than you wanted?
I did.
Hey, it's a capsule.
Time capsule.
You don't want to see whose it is? What if it's mine?
I did find a shield
It couldn't- it
generator
couldn't
in
be
here
mine
once.
already,
Oh, but I
could it?
have to make the Cyclops anyway.
It couldn't be mine already, could it?
No, it couldn't be yours already.
That'd be amazing. We just opened it up and like, oh, hey. But what, it goes online for voting or something?
When I went to one of these, I got the best time capsule for a speed run. It had prawn suit arms and it had Cyclops upgrades, and it was just, if I was playing a regular game, it would have been the mother load. And I felt so bad that I'm like, I don't have inventory space for this. I don't need any of these things. And I just kind of dropped them into wherever
Oh,
I was
wow.
at the time. I'm like,
I didn't even think about that, but prawn suit arms are only one tile.
Yeah,
So you can just jam all of them in one
yeah.
somehow. Even though they're the arms of a mech. They all fit because inventory doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, one shaving of bulbo tree that you eat in one click and barely fills you up is 4.
Yep.
And it rots in 10 minutes. Hello, mountain. How do you
Hey.
do?
This water service is gorgeous.
Yeah. But that's got to be why they put the fog to block the mountains, is because you would just see that in the distance and go straight to it
Yep.
when he crashed. And then get eaten by a reaper.
They could have just put more Reapers around, made the Warpers a little more dangerous.
Uh,
I think they should have done this.
that would make it too hard to get to when the Sunbeam wants you to go there.
Sunbeam could have directed you to Floating Island.
They could have. They didn't.
Floating Island.
You
would
mean
have been better.
Melodrama Island?
Yeah.
And here's why all these people died. Yeah, there's entire plot lines in this game that, as you were seeing, are superfluous to actually beating it.
Yep. They're just there for you to experience.
Hey, I needed a
There's
light.
previous
Yeah, you do.
humans that crashed here in the past called Degassi.
Yeah.
There's the Degassi
Stupidest
crew.
name. I'm surprised they got that through.
Yeah.
Oh, look, another engine part.
And the Degassi crew has a pretty long number of audio recordings that tell their story across 3 different locations, and none of which are relevant to this as far as I can tell with this playthrough.
To the speed run.
Yeah.
They do direct you to the different.
Oh yeah, they're
Kind of helping
they're interesting locations and stuff. One of them's on an island that's entirely supported by those floater creatures. It's just an entire island that's floating at the surface of the water with nothing under it.
Huh.
And they were gonna live there, but they were getting wiped out by like tropical storms. So they couldn't live on the surface anymore.
You
So
seem
it's-
perplexed, Ashley.
Oh, I don't want to come back here again, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna bring everything home.
Shit. See, those sea moths are sounding really good right about now, huh? With their, like, their
Oh
inventories.
yeah, they are. They are. Okay, I don't need that. Buy titanium.
That
Yeah.
seems to make the most sense.
Titanium seems the most disposable.
Yep.
I like all of my stuff. I want my gold back. Okay,
I want my gold back.
my gold and my quartz.
Because they're in your
1, 2, 3, 4,
fabricator.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. Sorry, I'm playing.
Yeah. But yeah, crafting wise, this game's full of like those multi-layered trees and stuff like in Factorio. But in Factorio, it has none of those moments like in Factorio where you're like, to build this car, I need to fuel this insane number of resources into the many components.
Right.
Each component is like each individual piece that makes up a thing is a couple things, and you just move on from there. And that kind of informs why the game has an inventory that has nothing stacking, for
Right.
example, and such a specific resource counts. But yeah, it makes it really refreshing that whenever you need something, you just like, oh, here's my task list. I need to get to these things if you for some reason don't have them. It's like, oh, I need more kyanite, and it's really just some kyanite is what you need, as opposed to I need to sit here and farm 30 kyanite to put in a box. To the point where
Okay.
when you're at the end game and you're making
Oh, wait, I need it more.
an actual rocket ship, you're still using like
Yeah.
only like 4 of each resource type.
You were looking for 3
3.
more lithium?
Yeah. Just do it now, Ashley.
That's the most useless map. This, if you right click, the Sea Glide turns on a little holographic map that's incomprehensible to use, but it looks neat.
Hey, back off.
Was it a biter?
Yeah.
Those are not dangerous. They're just annoying and very startling.
I actually had one kind of start to kill me the other day. Because,
Oxygen?
Yeah. I'll get a warning. I'm still 30
okay.
seconds.
Got it.
Yeah, she gets.
I don't understand the distances in this game, so you know.
She has an audio warning every whenever it's 30 seconds to go. Oh yeah, this is still powered.
Yeah. Pretty much. Didn't have a hatch, but it was still powered.
Do we try and take the hatch because it has quartz in it?
Yeah, or titanium, which I will need, or I just like taking everything with me.
Are you getting ready to go back to the shallows?
Yeah, I'm not. Once
for
I
good.
leave this area, I am not coming back here for any reason.
Are you almost ready to build a rocket already?
No, not quite.
Ooh, Marty gets to see that whole sequence. There's no
Need
part
one
of
more lithium,
no part of
right?
building the rocket
No, I got
gets.
the third one.
There's no skippable part of building the rocket. He gets to see the whole construction sequence,
He does.
which looks really neat and has like
Wow.
a scale to it.
He can see the whole construction sequence if I stop and watch it.
Well, you can see the rocket in its pieces at least. Each time she comes back to build the next one, you can see what the previous one looked like when it finished building.
Yeah.
Because she ran away while it was building, because it takes like 30 seconds per piece. As some drones do all the work for you. One of my favorite visuals in this game, besides as far as like a moment, is the mobile vehicle bay, when it builds something, builds it in the air above the water. and then it drops into the water
But why?
because
That just makes it really annoying, so you can't build a sea moth when you're underwater. You have to go all the way back to the surface.
because the mobile vehicle bay floats on the surface. It floats on the surface of the water, and you build stuff above the surface of the water. It's just cool building a giant like submarine and then watching it plummet from the sky
And go boom.
follow like 50 meters into the water before it settles.
Does it give a good splash effect?
I think I remember it doing that
Yeah.
kind of.
Okay.
Well,
But it's mostly the
that's decent.
scale of it that sells you.
Yeah.
It's just a huge thing.
I wish the fall effect would move the water more. It makes the sound of displacing a lot of water,
Yeah.
but it doesn't actually move the water very much. So I'm not planning on going back to the other side of the map, that side of the map again this game.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Mountain.
Goodbye, Mount.
So long and farewell forever.
So
And
long,
also
farewell,
once-
thanks for all the fish.
Also, once again, we cured ourselves before we even visited the gun station or made a sea moth.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
You were almost 2,000 meters deep without a vehicle.
Yeah.
Everything makes no sense anymore. Nothing means anything. And in the Darkwood playthrough I watched, on top of the fact that they subvert the whole day-night cycle by just running to all the objectives really quickly in one day, at the end he just kills himself, and because he never went to any of the other various bases or holdout locations throughout the game, he just spawned back at the beginning of the game, which is where one of the final objectives is. And I'm like, what? No. This is a cool home location. I'm a little jealous.
My home location?
Yeah, your observatory would look way cooler here. My observatory was just in a flat area, but I put some headlights on it.
I'll take one of those.
You can make an observatory that's just a glass circular room.
Okay.
It's like the... You'd even make the equivalent of like the shark hallways that they have at Marine World and stuff like that, where it's just a glass tube.
Yeah, where
you can also make a glass sphere to stand in and just be in the ocean. And for some reason, it's cooler and prettier and calmer to stand in a glass dome in the middle of the ocean than to be in the water.
It's smoother and calmer and prettier to stand in a glass dome in a video game.
Yeah.
In a video game.
It's noticeably different somehow. And you can just sit there and watch animals fly, like go around and so on.
All right.
I spent
I
time.
just heard a crash fish in the distance. What the fuck?
I even spent time decorating my glass dome. I put spotlights on top of it, so they'd go booing, like they'd be going around, like specifically not a floodlight, but a very localized light to point in various directions, because then you'd have moving lights in the darkness from your glass dome.
Nice.
It has a specific song that only plays in the glass dome. It's just like a serene, atmospheric, calming song.
This game's got a lot of non-objective based content.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's actually kind of great.
spent a lot of time making my base. You can make an aquarium that's 3 stories tall. And then I made every surface of all of those walls of the 3-story aquarium, like, because they're in the multi-purpose rooms that are stacked on each other.
Right.
I made all of the walls of those rooms glass.
What's that for that?
So the aquarium was surrounded entirely by glass outside the aquarium. So so you could see all the way into the aquarium from outside the ship, from outside the building, and also the fish could see the ocean outside the aquarium. And there's no reason to do that.
Nope. Other than that, you felt like it.
Nope.
Okay.
Aquariums have a purpose though, because if you put 2 of one fish type in the aquarium, they can breed.
And then you've
And
got
then
a food source.
Yeah. Or more specifically, was it Reginald's? Reginald is a type of fish that is good for bioreactors.
Reginalds are good for food too.
Yeah, so you breed them to feed them to your engine that powers your base. And I've heard someone talk about breeding crash fish, which is the fish that she encountered at the beginning of the game in that coral tube that kamikazed at her,
Oh, okay.
that charges you and explodes. And I heard people breed crash fish, then put them in the torpedo launcher of their prawn suit, and they fire them at people, and they blow up on things. Supposedly, I didn't do it, but if you breed them, you have an ammo source that's just replicating itself.
Computer chip.
This game has a lot of weird mechanics you can fuck with. And today is me watching a bunch of them I've never seen before. So, expanding on that idea.
Mobile vehicle bay.
Mobile vehicle bay. You saw what I did with this, right, Ashley?
I don't know. I
When
don't
I didn't realize you could pick it up.
know.
You didn't see that? Did you skip that episode? Because it was building stuff?
I may have. There was definitely a point when I watched something and you weren't doing something I liked, and I'm like, I can't watch this anymore. This is painful. This is way too painful to watch. I'm yelling at it. I'm just gonna skip. Gonna skip through before I say something nasty in the comments.
So I was trying to make the Cyclops, but you need deep water to make the Cyclops.
Why did I just do that?
You can only make the Cyclops and the Neptune platform and any of the big stuff in deep water. You can't make them in the shallows where they'd like crash or something when they landed.
Okay.
But my mobile vehicle bay was already deployed here in the shallows, where I made my Seamoth and everything in the first place. So I took my Seamoth and I rammed the mobile vehicle bay until we had,
I remember that.
I just kept driving into it for like 200 meters until I was in the red grass area that's like really deep.
Again, another thing you did that I took to like, oh wait, I can put my mobile vehicle bay in this really deep area and then just nudge it to be turned around so I can build the other thing. So I can build both the Cyclops and the Neptune rocket without having to actually move it. I just nudge it 180 degrees.
You just swim into the side of it so it rotates.
Yeah. There we are.
I taught her things with my stupid. And it's one of those moments. It's one of those Let's Player moments where there's a prompt in the middle of the screen saying the thing that the player doesn't realize he can do.
Yep.
So in the middle of the screen, it just says like left click to pick up.
You mean like press F1 for hero details?
You're on Overwatch now. It's very easy to not notice.
Yeah. Well, when you're
elements.
so focused on everything else going on, to have even the most obvious pop-up happen when you're still just processing everything else it's
for me the one is when someone's playing Dark Souls and they pick up an item, and when you pick up an item in Dark Souls, a pop-up happens that looks like a banner ad on the bottom of your screen. It's that fucking big, and you have to press A again for it to go away. And people will just leave it on their screen for like 5 minutes sometimes, and I'm like,
Oh look, there's Sunbeam.
Aurora, do you read?
Yeah. We're coming. There's a lot of things though where people get indignant about some idea as if it's unreasonable that human fallibility exists. But if you just like hang out around people playing video games, you just witness all those things happen all the time.
Yeah.
Like last night, it was last night we had the LAN for Factorio. And you would hear one piece of information be repeated by every individual member of the LAN as they discovered it one by one. No one hearing anybody else mention it.
Yeah, everyone's.
And that wasn't even a Let's Play situation. Everyone's completely focused on playing the video game.
Yeah, they are all laser focused on the thing that has their attention right now, and completely miss all of the information coming from the rest of the room.
But if you dare to have a similar occurrence happen in a Let's Play, you're being like, everyone in that multiplayer group is now being diagnosed as being like on the spectrum or something. And it's like, no, you don't. You just no. The people that are that judgmental are usually people that lack self-awareness of how much they miss when they're playing games. And they will only probably ever get that awareness if they try to do Let's Plays. Yeah, and somebody can call them out on it.
Let's be real here. If you've never had someone judge you, you're never gonna know that you've been missing things.
Yeah, because you can never know what you're missing in anything.
Yeah.
So it's you never, and oh my god, we are in the age of overstuffed interface. Like especially with Ubisoft games where there's 500 messages happening at once in different corners of the screen. You're like, I don't know, man, leave me alone.
just give me some game.
Yeah. So you actually learn to filter things out. Yeah. Especially in like the middle of the screen, the thing that says what your mouse will do is always there. Like I just watched her rotate through 5 different messages just walking into her pod, because everything you look at says something in the middle of the screen.
Yep.
So the pickup thing can seem obvious, but if you're not actually reading that text at that moment, then it doesn't matter that it's in the middle of the screen.
Yep.
Because you also don't read it every time it says
Look how close I am to 17.
I'm going to get a towel. It's water.
Water down. I don't need
Fortunately,
quartz.
there's no computer or keyboard or mouse or anything around this water spill because we're in this big open room and Keith is just
Indeed.
spilling it on the carpet.
Indeed.
So, do you have all of your pieces right now and you're heading out to actually build?
I don't have all of my pieces. I have a number of pieces. I have my mobile vehicle bay, which took
Whoa.
up 9 spots, so that was a big one. And I have everything I need to make the Neptune rocket platform, which will also then give me a waypoint.
Okay.
So-
I remember you talking about this when you first were figuring out the way that you could work this into your speed run and you could save time. Did you spill it again in the process?
It's just water.
It is just water and it's just carpet. Your socks are the only victims here.
What about my...
I remember you realizing something about the mobile vehicle bay. Now I've completely lost that train of thought.
See,
it's fine.
that should make this huge splash over
Yeah.
me. It sounds like it does.
It's just got
I
a little
missed it.
displacement.
I missed it. Was it the Cyclops?
No, it was the
No, it was the
rocket
Neptune.
platform.
It was the rocket platform.
Hey, look, reef backs.
Yeah, look.
Reef
There's a pod
backs.
and there's babies.
There's so many of them.
Look at the baby reef backs.
Don't
Things are
don't get
so-
distracted.
Oh.
But they're pretty. It looks like a Covenant cruiser,
looky.
doesn't it? Do you know what a Covenant cruiser looks like?
No.
Shit.
Well, now you're out of water.
I have less water to drink now. Soon I'll have no water to drink.
Fortunately, it's not very long total left on the speed run.
How far in are we?
We're at about the 2 hour mark. 2 hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah. I still have to gather some resources, but I'm doing pretty good. Please tell me I did that. Okay, good. I have gone all the way out to this spot where I need a purple tablet and have forgotten my purple tablet. I then let myself die so I would spawn back at my base.
What's the place you need a purple tablet for?
It's an ion cache, so I can get my ion cubes.
Oh, is it a place I've never seen before?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
And
Where are we?
we're somewhere where it's dark and underwater, okay?
Thanks.
No. So I did this run once where I went all the way out here.
Are we gonna see any zones I've never seen before?
No. I had all of my stuff. I lost all my stuff. I went back 3 times to make a death base, and I kept forgetting the damn purple tablet.
Death base.
And
Speaking of death
Running
base,
out of air.
yeah, speaking of death
Better
base.
make that death base. Be
It's
too-
okay. It's getting dark, and I can't see in the dark.
No. Can't see at all.
Ooh, my habitat builder is getting low.
I have no idea where we are right now.
Cragfields, Sea Trader Path, that area.
Oh.
Eye stalks. We're actually headed towards
Sea treaders.
Life Pod 19, so I can head towards Rec 7.
Are we gonna see a sea treader?
No,
Oh. Sea treaders are neat.
they are neat.
So you said head crab earlier. Sea treaders look like those tripod tanks from Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
okay, yeah.
But they're like cows. They just go around in herds and be
Oh,
peaceful.
looky! Wait,
Warper. Non-hostile warper.
this is actually exactly where I wanted to build my
Oh.
base, so...
You just built it conveniently in the right place while blind.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the dark.
Neat. I don't know where you are. I don't know where we
Oh,
are.
Should I have built that upstairs?
Oh, are we in the ravine? Is this where the Captain Keen is?
It's near where Keen is.
Second Commander Keen? Second in Command Keen?
It's near where Keen is.
This looks like Keen's place a little bit. I've never seen this before. It's a purple tablet.
Yeah, until I decided to speedrun this and I started looking up information, I didn't know this was here and so convenient.
Oh, lore that I've never seen before. Shit.
Would you like me to get lore that you've never seen before?
Alien Sanctuary Alpha. That's what the sanctuaries are?
Yeah.
You're like, fuck those other cubes. I'm done.
I only need 4,
I have
okay?
Tablets. Yeah,
Also
when you hear about where all the alien facilities are, they're like, this one's this depth, this one's this depth, and then it just goes to a bunch of corrupted ones that don't have depths anymore. And it's like power facility, primary containment, and then like sanctuary A, B, and C. And I'm like, what are those? I have no idea what that means. Well, that was apparently one of the sanctuaries, according to the codex entry that said that.
That popped up.
Which she was happy to click on because it doesn't feature scanning. You just click on it real quick. Even though she's... Oh wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say she already has 57 codex entries, even though she's not even scanning. But that's that was the voice messages log.
Yeah,
that's how much the game's talking to her. She has 9 pieces of lore. Only the most necessary pieces of lore, plus that one doomsday device.
I mean, that's still a necessary
it's
piece
a
of lore.
working door. They're so rare. Why are you staring at the ceiling?
Because I'm swimming upwards, okay?
That was a weird angle.
I can't help it.
Cyclops! Is this like gonna finish it for you?
Is this what?
So was that your third piece, I guess?
I think so. I'll check in a moment.
Those glowy gun things are the
yeah,
gravity gun, Marty.
Okay.
Those weird tentacly glowy gun pointy things that she's looking at everywhere and ignoring.
That you needed.
Yeah. Those
in order to explore the Aurora more effectively.
Yeah.
So scanning persists through death. Got it.
Yeah. Seems
because your thing doesn't die.
I think the world persists through death. It's just that you drop shit.
Yeah.
If you can. And that stuff isn't even deleted. It's in there's a cloud of floating items where you died. Which is nice, because some of these resources are rare, and you would not want to have somebody depopulate an entire region because they grabbed all the shit from that region, then died, and then it was just gone. Like, that was all the diamonds. Well, go deeper.
I did not need that.
But you picked it up anyway.
The funny thing is, this is almost... It definitely spoils plot, but if you saw this, you could still just pick up the game and play it and have a completely different experience if you play like a sane person.
Yeah.
Like,
or even if you were trying to speedrun it, you'd be like...
It's so different.
This is not good.
What are you trying to do? What's up?
What are we missing?
I might not be getting my Cyclops Bridge blueprints, which means I have to go back to the Mushroom Forest to get them.
Oh, well, that means you're gonna go back to the side of the map you said you would go back to, huh?
I might go to the other Mushroom Forest instead.
The other one. Let's not go to that Mushroom Forest.
Yeah.
Let's go to the other one.
But I'm actually not sure if that Mushroom Forest has one. Ooh, is that bridge? No, that's nuclear reactor.
I think the one by the mountain has the bridge, right? I think I was at the Mushroom Forest near the mountain when I found all of the Cyclops fragments in one go.
Yeah, I found all of the fragments over in that area before. This area is usually pretty good for spawning bridge and hull fragments, and you saw I already got a hull.
30 seconds.
Spiked horngrass. I don't know if I ever even found that codex entry. I pretty much stopped scanning grass pretty early on because it didn't tend to give you a scan in the first place.
That I'm definitely in trouble.
Uh-oh. Also, you're drowning.
Yeah, I know.
That's not a problem.
That's not a problem.
What if that data box is the Cyclops bridge?
No, it isn't.
Do you know what Bond memory what it is?
Well, I don't know what's in that data box, but I know it's not the bridge because the bridge is fragments. And the shield generator, which is in a data box, which I'm going to go get now.
Is the shield generator in the floating islands? With all the sand sharks? Is that what that was? I mean all the bone sharks?
Oh, the underwater islands?
Yeah. Is that the shield generator?
There might be one there. There are multiple sections.
Because I feel like I got something really important there, but I can't remember what it was. Are we gonna get stalled by the Cyclops shield generator?
That's behind this door.
Oh, that's what you're going for right now.
Yeah.
Right, I meant to say bridge. I almost got stalled preemptively by the shield generator because I saw it pop up as a requirement and panicked. I'm like, oh no, I never got that upgrade. But I did have that upgrade. I just forgot.
Please.
Is it a-
Yes, there's one. Okay, please have one more. Please have one more somewhere in here.
Ah!
That's all I need is one more.
So many pieces of Cyclops. So this is the shield generator. Yep. Dino DNA.
Is this just an RNG element? At
Yeah,
this
this is an RNG element.
Dang.
I came here one time and I found 3 hull and 3 bridge in one run,
point? Wow.
which is what I needed of each. And then I came the next time and I found 1 hull and 2 bridge. This time I found 3 hull and 1 bridge.
Shit. Those guys are stranded in a cave system under attack.
Sucks to be them, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to waste my battery.
I think that what, they were being attacked by a sand shark? How close are you, like, resource-wise?
Halfway there. Titanium is actually my big thing right now.
Oh.
I do have enough lithium, which is good. I might not have enough gold and silver.
How do you usually get your titanium? Just grabbing stalker
Oh yeah,
stashes?
I go hunt stalkers in the kelp forest and wait until they pick up their toys.
You just steal all their loot.
Yeah, I just steal their toys.
They have so much. That's how I always went for it.
Alrighty, I'd like my last bridge.
I feel like
please.
with all my scanner room, I was contributing enough toys to their ecosystem anyway. What is that glowy? What the?
I don't know.
So bright.
It doesn't have a entry.
It's so bright. It's so eye-catching. It is not even like worth a note by the game. It's like I'm sorry. Is that God? Like what is on the floor over there?
If you could scan it, it would say out of place grass.
Yeah, that's just one weird plume of incredibly bright asset that is not a common visual in this game. Just a gold like star in the ocean. I don't know why there's no codex entry for that.
I like their schools of fish.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good. Though fish will definitely school much bigger than that.
Yeah. They're also generally schools of fish that you know about.
Yay!
Like that right there are hoop fish. You can find individual hoop fish to scan.
Where are they?
All over,
Where's
there's hoop fish all over the place outside the schools too, actually. They're brighter for some reason when they're not in school.
So we got all the bridge fragment scans now?
We got all the bridge fragments. I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Didn't mean to make you question it. I'm just curious.
Yeah, we got all the bridge fragments.
You going back to your death pod one more time?
I'm going back to my death pod only to save my inventory, and then I'm going to deconstruct it before I die so I spawn back at my base.
Ah, so you're not going to die in the death pod.
Emergency power eliminated.
4.
Action offline.
You have all your items. I still don't know where you are.
Yeah, so the only thing I'll lose is like the 4 titanium and 1 quartz.
Do not recognize this location or this biome.
You don't recognize that? You spent some time at this wreck.
Have I?
I'm pretty sure you did.
There's no assets here. This isn't. Is this the floating island area? 'Cause that's the
yeah.
only. That's the
Yeah.
only empty area I know
It's
about.
south yeah.
That area, the area that's like directly under the floating island, is the area I'm familiar with as being sparse and empty and has nothing of detail in it except that one hole that leads you to Keen, and also the nightmare zone that's full of nightmares.
Hey, look where I am.
Yay!
All right.
You died and lost some belongings allegedly.
Yeah, I lost a titanium and a quartz.
Wah.
I am so sad.
Oh, because the hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because those weren't technically saved.
Yeah, because they were the thing that saved everything else.
Yeah.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Okay, I will take one of those, and
I'm so glad I didn't have to explore the blood kelp zone in VR.
those. Okay, so now we see how much I can craft.
When you go into the blood kelp zone, the screen just turns black. And then all the creatures there are bioluminescent. And after you. It's not a good feeling.
You're telling me that's not exactly what you wanted out of this game?
I feel like stuff's scary and big enough already without like the VR headset giving me like sense of scale and depth perception. Like, I don't need that.
What did I need the other? Oh, I needed it for that. No, I already used that. What did I need the other titanium ingot for?
Now I can just sarcastically link to this video every time someone says complains about how fast I'm going in Subnautica.
What?
Fine, here's your video.
People complain about
Of
it.
course they do.
What the heck, dude?
And I can just redirect
As
them to
in
this
that
one.
you're
It's like,
going too slow, or
Yeah.
that you're going too fast?
Whenever they say I'm going too slow, I can
Oh,
redirect them to this video. Like, here you go then.
this is
Stop
the video
complaining.
for you.
I did. Okay. Two. Did I get my salt out? I got my salt out. Okay.
It's a trip watching somebody try to manage all those resources just in one box. So that's all we need. The one box.
Just the one box.
There are two. There are two boxes there.
Just the two boxes.
Whereas I had like a library of labeled boxes. You can type a manual label for each locker by clicking on its label and change its color.
I also
It's
didn't know
nice.
about the changing its color until I watched your.
Oh. It's a hidden feature. You just click on the weird circle there and it changes the color by toggling through them all linearly. It's unexplained and it comes out of nowhere. You're like, oh. It's really useful. It means I can make the copper and gold yellow, and I can make the lithium and rubies red, and I can make each label
Did
color.
you just craft a wrong thing?
Did you just make an ion power cell? Well, you need an ion power cell.
Oh, I didn't have gold.
Oh, you're missing a gold. Okay.
Oh, right, because I had enough gold and then I crafted polyaniline. Never mind. Come here, gold. Where
more
are
gold.
you? There you are. I'll take
Those are
you.
where the notes really come in handy because this game has so many damn recipes to keep track of. And she's like navigating the whole tree right now
Yep.
for making the final rocket.
Is
Which
that
is a not
copper wire?
entirely
That is
dissimilar
copper
effort
wire.
than the Factorio rocket in complexity, but without the
copper
part where you put
wire.
501 thing into it.
And a loop.
The part where you just feed computer screens into
but
it for
I'll need
5
that
years is
anyway.
not in here.
Yeah.
That's a weird part of building a rocket in Factorio.
Okay.
We don't understand how many screens we need.
They're rocket control units, thank you very much.
At some point, some of them were just like television screens, though, right? Like something close to that.
No, you had
It was
low
like-
density structures and rocket
Whatever that
control
means.
units and what was
And-
the other
and LCD
piece?
screens.
Oh no, and rocket fuel.
Yeah,
Those are the three parts.
so many. I didn't realize that a rocket was made of like 30% displays.
Why does it feel like it's sunrise, but it's not?
Maybe it's the eclipse.
No, it's not the eclipse.
On top
It
of
has a different look.
yeah, on top of having a super fast day-night cycle, it fucks with you even more because the moment the sun comes up, it might just go back down
It,
because the eclipse immediately
it has
happens.
a total eclipse, like every couple of days it will have a full eclipse.
Yeah.
Hope
And
you
it
didn't
just-
like sunlight.
Yep. Stalkers. Chop, 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 chop.
Hey, nice area. Thank you. I'll take
They
these
should be
boys.
scary, but they're really doofy looking. Hey, titanium. Don't even have to process it.
I think I
For a second there, I was like, you and I both know you're not picking up that salt.
yeah.
So that salt is not used for any of the things you do. It's
Nope.
exclusively for food and water.
No, and polyaniline, which I've
Oh
already
yeah,
made.
that's the one other thing it does. You're
Yeah,
right.
and she did have a salt.
So you
I
had to
had
make
a salt.
where you can make your one polyaniline.
Yes.
It's like what, salt and like acid or gold or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know.
For the rest of the game, you use salt to salt your. You can instead of cooking them, you can salt your fish, which means that they decay very slowly, or maybe
Gotcha.
not at all. So you can eat them up. You can save them up for long trips.
You can also use them to craft water.
Yeah. You use salt and bleach to make filtered water.
Oh, I should totally take you to that one area.
And the bleach you get from cutting up coral.
I figured out that area, that one feature is in all of the games.
What feature?
And I am the opposite direction. There's this really cool area of a kelp forest near the back of the Aurora, which I only just discovered like 2 runs ago. And I super want to build a cool base there.
Just because it looks neat?
Yeah, it looks really neat. I need more.
It's so much clicking to get to the right setting. Don't you wish like map and flashlight were 2 different buttons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's infuriating. So you right click with the Sea Glide and it goes lights off with the map on, lights on with the map on. So like you have to alternate the light and the map at the same time, and it's like it's a cycle to the correct setting you want. You have to click like anywhere from 1 to 3 times, but of course you start clicking too fast and you pass it, so then you end up clicking like 7 times to get where you want to go.
It's the one annoying thing about the Sea Glide.
Yeah. And the light turns on and off instantly, but the map takes a moment to fade when it turns off, which makes it even more frustrating on a feedback level. It's like trying to quickly navigate through a menu that has like a lag time in its animations and sound performance. And so you start doing the thing where you press like write down A, and you're like, oh shit, the menu wasn't ready yet, so I clicked on the wrong thing, and like that kind of, and then you're just getting more frustrated. So when you do it again, you make the same mistake again because you're even more impatient with it because you've already gone in the loops. It's like it does that kind of stuff. It's just a weird moment. Nothing else does that in the game. Everything else in the game just has a flashlight you toggle and no map. Or it's the Cyclops, which always has a map, but you don't control it. It's just in the corner of your actual bridge.
Yeah, so you go look at it rather than
you turn towards it whenever you want to look at it. And then the prawn suit, which has a left click arm and a right click arm, just you can't control its lights. It's just they're just on.
I wonder if the Sea Glide is intended to be. I wonder if it's supposed to be like a consumer product in some capacity. And you make one and you're using it to derp around in the water. Like, it's got a little map feature and it's got a light feature.
It's like baby's first subaquatic device.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's the Sea Glide. Get it for your kids.
I think the Sea Glide is meant more for cave exploration, like tight cave exploration.
All new safety features. Yeah, the cave map might be more useful if you could look up close to it in person as a human. It might even be better in VR. But in my experience with the game, it's just really aggravating because it fills the middle of your screen right up to the reticle.
Got it.
And if you're in the shallows, it's less distracting because it's a horizontal map. But in other areas, you get a vertical map in the middle of your screen because it's a topographic like outline.
Right.
So here, things are pretty horizontal, but in other areas, it gets really vertical. So you have a really tall hologram distracting you in the middle of your screen.
Look.
The archway?
You get a whole Stonehenge here.
Yeah. Oh, they're in a circle.
Yeah.
Huh.
I kind of just discovered it recently.
That's neat.
But I love it.
Yeah.
I definitely want to build a base here.
Make a little base. You can even see it on the map when you brought it up. You can see the little Stonehenge.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. You kind of have to like rotate it around to see it. But yeah, you can see all the little rocks and even the arches sticking up.
An even older old civilization.
Yeah. So many layered civilizations that have all gone extinct on this planet. It's almost like there's a pattern to learn from and avoid and not come here anymore. Stalkers are so helpful.
Just bringing you some salvage.
Yeah.
They
Once
aren't
they're
bringing
done,
me
no.
salvage. These aren't stalker salvage.
Yeah, but, you know, they still do it. They just kind of, like, stockpile it in weird little piles everywhere, and you're like, cool. That fixes all my problems. Just steal this from you, and you can go get a new hobby. Because they just seem to just enjoy chewing on it, basically. And they nest with it, and their teeth fall out. Which it might serve that purpose, like with beavers or whatever, of like grinding down their teeth so they don't overgrow and like pierce their brain or whatever the hell. Like some organisms that have like horns or teeth that grow forever, and so they have to be using them or they'll grow too long.
Right.
Because the stalker teeth just fall right out, and then you melt it down with quartz to make enameled glass, which you need to escape the planet.
Which I've
So
already
that's
built.
neat. Yeah. Thanks, stalkers.
Thanks, stalkers.
We used your teeth to make a rocket. Don't ask how.
Do you also use that glass for your like viewing room and dome and stuff?
It varies. Sometimes it's a quartz glass, and sometimes it's enameled glass.
Got it.
The more heavy-duty stuff usually requires enameled, but I don't remember which one specifically. 'Cause it's kind of all over the place. I'm pretty sure you need enameled for stuff like your submarine and your rocket and stuff like that. Your rocket that for some reason needed to have a window on its front. Like, it's like the tip of the rocket is a window. I'm like, that's a weird choice. I don't know if that's good for the structure. You basically have to make enameled glass so that the game can end with a cutscene where you see space. That's the real reason it's happening.
Where are we at, Ashley?
We are at trying to figure out how to build everything. I think I can build the Cyclops now, but I want to be able to build the Cyclops and the shield generator
In one go.
in one go, which requires the polyaniline.
Polyaniline.
And I want to do the gantry, but I don't have the last plate steel. I actually ran out of power in my life pod right now, so I'm actually waiting for it to recharge a bit.
Oh, right, because the life pod just makes power, but it does have a pool.
Yeah.
It does it via solar panels that are just not shown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Advanced wiring kit. Never remember that. It's a wiring
Yeah, with all the
kit.
buildings, you have a cap on power based on what the power sources are, and then it's constantly gaining power units, and everything you do spends power units.
Got it.
Oxygen does nothing. It just exists if it's powered at all.
Computer chips.
But like every time you use a fabricator, it just subtracts X from the power the power you have.
6 gold.
And so she built so much stuff that her life pod ran out of power. And that's the free power source the game has.
5, 6, and then I need.
If you make a sufficiently overcomplicated base with hundreds or thousands of power, then you really don't have to worry about fabricators ever being a limit on anything.
Right.
But if she's using the life pod, it becomes an issue.
How convenient that these table coral you need grow right next to your base.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, table coral, the coral that you build all of the computer chips out of.
Which is what I have to build right now.
Yeah.
And I still don't think I have enough for all my computer coral. Computer coral.
Computer coral.
So are the computer chips, I assume the coral is just being used in place of like the fiberglass board or whatever?
Yeah, I think it gives a description of when you scan it or something that helps explain that.
Got it.
Okay, they're my 2 advanced wiring kits, because I know I need 2 of
An
those.
important thing is that this fabricator can essentially just get the molecules it needs out of stuff, it seems. So if it's just in the if the thing you're finding just has the chemical composition of what you want to make, then that's good enough, basically. Which is why you can cut up those tube corals, the ones that are like tube shaped, to make bleach. Like, because the fabricator will turn tube coral into a bottle of bleach.
Okay.
Then you mix that with like salt or something to make. What is it? No, I think you mix the tube. I think you take a tube coral and a salt and put those in the fabricator, and then I think it gives you bleach. And then I think you can just turn bleach into water, because there's so much water around that the game doesn't even bother explaining where you got how you scooped salt water into the fabricator. It's like, we get it, it's fine. It's like you bleach water to filter it.
Plasteel ingots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a
she's going back
titanium
to the
ingot
construction platform.
Titanium ingot plus iridium. No, lithium. There's no iridium in this game.
No, there isn't.
I made that up.
You were thinking of Stardew.
Maybe. In this game, there used to be mercury, and then they just took it out.
They did?
Yeah, I read that at least. There was once mercury, and then they phased out all the recipes.
Okay, are you far enough away? Good.
Hey, she did the thing where she just pushes it so that it's facing a different direction.
It works.
Because once your inventory is all full, you can't pick up the mobile base, because that thing's like 3x3, right?
It's huge.
It's like the largest object in the game you can pick up, basically, besides like actual sharks.
You can pick up actual sharks.
No.
Oh, lubricant. If you tank breed animals in your aquarium, then you can pick up any of them.
Come on.
Look at that. Look at it.
That's
It's so
great.
big. Bored Cyclops.
Whatever. We'll at least do this.
Cyclops is so cool. It's a mobile base you can build in. That's-
Yeah, but the only
that's so
reason I had to build it was for this one stupid
Yeah.
thing.
Like, this is technologically significant to have in a video game. This is hard to make.
Yeah.
This entire thing, you can build stuff on the floors and walls in this thing and store things in them and so on, and it flies around and shit. So like when it started bugging out, I was like, I mean, this is kind of expected with what it's doing. It's still annoying, but I'm like, I don't expect this thing to work.
I don't expect
impressive.
most game developers to get this right,
Yeah.
or even partially right.
And that thing's complicated. It has a radar in the corner that's way bigger than the one on the Sea Glide and way more detailed that shows incoming threats in a way where you can tell on all three axes where the threat's coming from.
Why aren't you
Does it
guys
even-
playing
does it
with
even-
any titanium?
Because it even has a depth to it.
I need titanium. You
It has
stupid creatures.
motion. It has threat detectors where it has when you proximity getting near something, it shows a silhouette of the Cyclops with pulsing red saying which part of the Cyclops is about to hit something.
Dang.
And it has 3 mounted cameras you can manually switch to and operate via the holographic display on the front window. So you can have full every direction view of everything, and each camera has a flashlight on it that you can toggle. I'm like, this is complicated.
I can just see a programmer sitting there like, oh, what if I can make it do this?
Yeah. It
That's
has
only
a,
because you started thinking
it
that.
has a decoy launcher where you fight, like, there's a decoy device in this game that's like a little, like, canister you can throw that creates, like, prey, like, decoy for, like, leviathans to chase and stuff like that instead of you. And you can, there's a decoy launcher tube that can shoot up to 5 of them out of the top of the Cyclops. And then you can just book it and go into all speed mode. But if you go into the highest speed mode, then your engine will overheat
Ooh.
eventually, and if you go too far, the inside of the Cyclops lights on fire.
Oh,
So you need to grab the wall-mounted extinguisher, which is there, in order to extinguish the fire that's happening on your engine in the Cyclops. There's a lot going on that's like really mechanically interesting with the Cyclops. When you take significant damage from hitting a wall or being attacked by a Leviathan, you have to go outside the Cyclops to mend the hole. Otherwise, it will repeatedly cause more damage to the Cyclops or even start fires inside of it continually. So like it's a cascading problem, and of course it has the submarine alarm where like the horns going off and all the internal lighting's red now and stuff
Yep.
like that. Like it's a cool video game machine. I made it my home. I grew trees in it, and I had an entire wall that was a gallery of columnar jointing.
Ah,
I had a gallery of 5 columnar jointing images from video games. It was my calm space.
so it let you import your own images.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's not necessarily intended, but the screenshots you can put your screenshots go into a folder, and you can just put files in that folder.
Okay.
And then that's because it's what's drawing from. So I think you're supposed to put screenshots of the game in your image in your photo portraits.
Right. But you took it and put columnar joining in the game.
I think I've only ever heard of people putting in their own images.
Yeah.
Oh, is that not the hole I want?
And a fun
Okay.
little physics moment is that you can crest. You can crest the surface of the ocean if you just cruise at it fast enough in any vehicle. In the Seamoth in particular, you can just rock it like 10 feet into the air while shooting like 30 feet forward, like just like this huge dolphin dive.
Hello, Loop.
Leads to lots of awkward moments in your Sea Glide because you're just trying to get to the surface to breathe, but you'll overshoot it, so you'll end up falling back into the water and having to swim back up again.
Yeah, you'll get like a moment of air. And
Yeah, and you're like, damn it.
I need it 1, 2, 3, 4. I need
We've reached
4
the
more.
spreadsheet portion of the playthrough.
I mean, we've been there.
Exciting cave moment over. Now we do.
Yeah, this is the boring. This is the boring part.
This is the middle management part of the playthrough, where the entire crisis is gone, the planet is saved, the disease is averted, and now we begin the process of manufacturing an empire so we can leave the planet. This is This is like Factorio. If 1 hour in, we just got rid of the entirety of the alien menace. Like it's just gone now. We signed a treaty. It's over. It's fine. Now let's figure out this whole rocket thing.
I need another set of
Shield generator.
titanium. I also need another gold.
Do you have another gold?
It's looking like
Not yet.
no.
I'll take
Shit.
those. I'll take those 3.
Now, how
Or
fast would the
silver.
speedrun be if it was multiplayer?
And I need another silver.
You can just do both things at once.
Yeah. Could have someone collecting all the resources while Ashley goes and cures the planet.
Yeah.
And then you get here and we take off. Oh, wait. You have to go administer the cure to both people.
Yeah, but they go on ahead and the juveniles come through the portal, and so it doesn't have to go all the way down.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, that area around the portal is full that she was at, where next to that alien submarine bay, just has a bunch of weird floating globs of concentrated enzyme that you can just rub your face in. That's actually where I did it. I did it outside the portal, not in the chamber.
Got it.
Hey, that hurt.
What got you?
Probably
A
a
sand shark.
Yeah, it's either a sand shark or a biter.
Derpy
It's so
sand
annoying.
shark. Diggy diggy hole, diggy hole.
Bioreactor.
That is not what I wanted from that. I wanted
Wait.
the titanium.
Oh, you. If you want titanium
Oh,
from stuff,
biter.
you have to already have the recipe.
I know. I was just being stupid. I'm clearly not thinking straight.
It's a little late.
Oh yeah, it's past my bedtime. Yeah, it's past my bedtime.
What time is it?
It's almost
10:50.
11.
Nah. It is a little late.
I made my polyaniline, right? Yes.
Yes.
She's building a rocket. It's very dark out. We can't see shit now.
That's fine.
But she hasn't
I
on a
need a
bed.
silver, I need a gold, and I need more titanium.
Ah.
I think I need one more titanium. One. Yeah, I need one more titanium ingot. And I need a computer chip, but that's for the gold.
What are you gonna put
I also
in?
need water.
What are you gonna put in your capsule?
Oh, you're not going to make me put something in my capsule, are you? I don't want to put anything in the capsule. I don't want to submit a capsule.
Capsule submitted.
This is where we would accept donations for the capsule contents.
Oh, this is you're hoping something's gonna be in here? Oh.
Oh,
Oh, you're dying.
that's a thing.
Is that bad? Are you okay? Oh, the first aid kit cures it?
Sure. Hello. Can I clip up there? No. Okay.
Nah. That was a moment. Oh, look, the safe way in. We found it. If only that showed up
Hello.
sooner.
I needed you. Okay. That
Is that-
takes care of my titanium
All right.
ingot.
You need 1 silver, 1 gold.
I need 1 silver, 1 gold.
Shit. Which are both shale? No.
Sandstone.
Sandstone. I never got those straight.
Which are in the... Well, gold actually can be in shale, too.
Yeah.
But, it's gonna yell at me in a moment.
It wants you to drink.
I know it does.
Please
Also,
seek
I don't seem to
hydration.
have-
Or you will be a dead.
I don't need that.
You pick up too many of them?
Yeah.
Shit.
I just want my
Silver and
sandstone.
Silver and gold. If only you had a scanner room. To scan the
A scanner
sandstone.
room will let you find different materials.
Yep. So if you get a scanner room, it's a whole room that makes a holographic 3D display of the entire local biome, which is cool to look at. And then any resource you know about, you can just click on it, and it'll slowly populate that hologram with all the instances of said resource.
Interesting.
And if you get and then in the scanner upgrade chamber, you can buy up to 4 upgrades, like that stack.
You know, I think if I die from thirst, I automatically respawn with full health.
One makes it scan and populate the map faster. One increases the range of the map. And in addition to that, you can buy a HUD chip that will show like those types of HUD indicators of the things being found by the scanner room.
Gotcha.
Which means you can physically just fly at the beacons on your screen to find like sandstone or whatever you're telling it to look for.
Can the scanner?
So sorry, people.
I use
who are
that
watching.
I use that from like my whole playthrough, and then I talked to Ashley, and she's like, "I never build those."
Which does prevent things like this, but I'm having really bad RNG on this entire run. Like,
Yay!
I did it in 2 hours and 54 minutes last time because I had perfect RNG,
Yeah.
and this time it's just like, no.
Do you have a question about the scanner room? What was that?
I was gonna ask, can you make a scanner room, or can you do a scanner thing in the Cyclops, or is it always a base?
No,
thing?
it's a whole room. It's not even a module in a room. It's its own separate room.
It's a whole room.
It has a spinny thing on the ceiling that presumably scans, and it has a whole wall dedicated to its drone bay, because it has 2 camera drones that you can pilot individually. Which a couple times I was like, this is a way for me to scout a scary cave without going in myself.
You gotta drink that water.
I'll just.
Oh, yeah.
It turns out driving around a camera drone in first person doesn't feel any different from playing the game in first person. So it doesn't actually make the cave less scary. It just makes it less consequential.
But being in a glass dome is less scary.
Well, I made this glass dome in the shallows.
Oh, okay.
It was just a pretty place to look at. Side effect of having those camera drones, though, is the stalkers steal them and play around with them. And so you just find your camera. If you go back to your scanner room and like, let's try to use these cameras. I have to figure out where they are first. Like, you'll just take control of them. And you're like, oh, it's just in a tree. All right. Anyway, because the stalkers just take them away and go on trips with them and then drop them somewhere. But the stalker AI is really simple. If they see a piece of metal drop, they pretty much just go for it. Which means that if you get 2 stalkers in line of sight of a camera drone, every time one of them drops it, the other one picks it back up, and then they loop. So I was playing with them. I was trying to take my photo for the time capsule, and I just kept using a camera over and over again to distract these 2 stalkers, because I was trying to get them to crest out of the water like a dolphin with a camera drone in their mouth. Very easy to do, very hard to take a picture of with F11 that's perfectly framed to look good for a time capsule picture.
Seek fluid intake.
But it was fun.
I'm sorry, this part is boring.
And if you distract them with metal that you're not currently holding, they're very non-threatening.
Yeah.
Oh, looky.
Was that an
Here's
infected sand shark?
where I want to go. Okay.
You
What?
need 2 materials still.
I need A gold and A silver, which means I need to find 2 sandstone.
What if
and
you check the reef backs?
The reefback barnacles don't have silver or copper or gold. They only have copper and titanium.
Oh. But can't they have sandstone on them, or am I imagining
No.
that? Oh. The reef backs are weird.
They have barnacles, which act like limestone.
They're so big and slow and old that they have a whole biome on them. Including, like, corals and sentient creatures and... Or not, maybe not sentient, but living creatures and mineral resources and barnacles and so on. Including this one annoying thing that shoots you.
Aha!
Ooh,
Please?
is that 2?
Yay, there's one.
Gold?
Yay! Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all I needed.
It's a neat game. With lots of poppin'. So much poppin'.
There's a lot of environment to be loaded.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that weird bald hill. Oh, it's covered in grass. I just had to remember. So you're done with that Cyclops already, huh?
Yeah.
It's just going to sit there as scenery because you built the one thing out of it you wanted.
Yep.
Now it's just a landmark.
Yep.
That thing that any number of those other crash victims would have loved to have.
R.I.P. Cyclops. Yeah, all these people desperately are just drowning and dying and being eaten alive, and you're like, I don't even need the submarine.
I just got a sea glide.
I just need to make a whole submarine to rip this circuit out of it. Done.
I needed copper wire. Don't tell me I'm missing copper too.
Oh no.
Oh, I see a limestone down there.
Copper's annoying to get. You had a copper
Oh no,
wire.
there's copper.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my.
I don't know how close we are to being done because it's very hard to keep track of what's
yeah.
happening.
And unless I've miscalculated again, this should be the last time I'm in the life pod.
Oh, is this you crafting the final things?
Yeah.
Or is it just the last things you have to craft that are intermediate?
This is the last thing I have to craft, supposedly total,
Okay.
but we're
Oh.
gonna see.
We'll see.
Is your rocket done, you mean?
My rocket isn't done, but I think I have all the materials to finish the rocket.
Ooh. Ooh.
Fluid
Now we just have to wait for the animations
Oh,
to play.
shut up.
Do you have to wait for the animation to play for one part of the rocket to build the next part of the
Yes.
rocket? Oh, so we gotta wait.
Come here.
Oh, you're trying to just get some...
Some water.
It's a really poor choice. You have to...
Yeah, well, you know
You're gonna
what?
have to re-cure yourself.
I've already shut off the rocket. It doesn't have power back on materials. Can I get
I was just
another
thinking,
one?
like, because like the bladderfish is the creature, the pink one she got. It's a specific. It's like a water bottle fish. Like it's just full of a water pocket. So you could eat them for you just eat one for water sustenance. But the first one she grabbed was covered in those horrible glowy sores. It's like you just put all this effort trying to uninfect yourself. But you can just turn one into water here too.
Yep.
Hopefully
Yeah.
that purifies it. Ugh.
It says filtered water.
Yeah, but how filtered? Through your fingers.
Okay.
I poured it over my hand. It's filtered now.
It's close enough.
Yeah. the
tired.
five finger rule. Well, we're almost done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you made a horrible tired mistake.
Unless I made a horrible mistake or I forgot a key element, yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not lithium.
Oh
Lithium
no.
is the worst to go back and
That's
get
not
if
great.
I forgot.
What's the easiest way to get to lithium from here? It's like basically going into the caves.
Yeah.
Well, we'd get to show Marty the caves. Because that's like the snake caves, right?
Yeah.
Is the
those are
easiest
snake
lithium
caves.
around here.
Which I think he's seen on my screen before because
Possible.
He
I
saw it when he
don't
startled
like
me into death. That was the snake caves.
I don't remember what that looked like. I'll have to.
Do you think you're gonna end up playing this game?
It could still happen.
It's pretty neat.
There's
It's real developed.
there's a lot of stuff.
and it's pretty.
Yeah, and it's way longer when you're doing it for real.
Yeah. Yeah, way longer.
Look at it go. That's
at
a
that.
very big rocket.
Yeah, that looks like a giant dildo.
That's what rockets usually
Yeah,
look like.
I mean they're very phallic.
yeah.
That's why I usually color mine bright pink before I launch it.
Yeah, mine was purple and orange.
Oh, hey, I'm actually launching this one. I should actually color it and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because you're
look!
not just gonna quit it because
Did you have all the pieces?
Yeah, I had all the pieces.
Nice.
Did we just beat the game?
Pretty much, yeah.
We.
Yeah.
I found that quartz for you.
Yes. This was a good team effort.
Yeah.
Yes, we built it. We beat the game, and this is actually.
You helped
Extra.
too, didn't you? Didn't you correct her count once or something? You did something
yeah,
at some
he
point.
corrected my lithium count once.
Yeah. That saved her minutes.
Hooray!
Remember how scared she was about lithium a moment ago? What color do you want to spend minutes of making?
Well, my multicolors. Where are my
Yeah, you gotta turn the
multicolors?
saturation meter on. You can
There
see
we
it
go.
changing color in the background so quickly.
It's impressive, really.
Yeah.
Ooh, hey.
This is really important to the speedrunning process.
This is so important to the
Yeah.
speed run.
This is how you get the best times. Is that you paint it with stripes so it goes faster.
Yeah.
Name.
The thanks. Thanks. It's the thanks
Thanks,
rocket.
Rocket. There you
All
go.
right. Oh, you can.
The black name. Thanks.
Thanks. All right.
How do you like my...
We gonna take a ride on the thanks?
Yeah, we're gonna take a ride on the thanks.
I named it the Sea Emperor.
Aw.
I broke my naming theme.
What was your name?
It has an elevator.
Well, my submarine was called the Don't Die,
The Don't Die? Okay.
and since I named that first, that meant my sea moth, which was smaller, but I only was able to name later. That became the Dilet. And then my
Would
My-
you like to listen?
No?
my prawn suit was the Maximum Overdie.
I want to listen.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the coolest end game mechanics there is.
Yeah, you get to pull a bunch of levers to feel important.
You really do. It's fun.
It's important lever, and there's a bunch of. If you're feeling sentimental, there's a bunch of lockers in this room you can put stuff in for no reason.
Oh, you could bring stuff from your life pod or your
Yeah.
Cyclops.
Yeah, the inside of this room is all lockers. Those things are all lockers you can put stuff on, and that's it. Like
For very much no reason.
Yeah, there's no game left, but you can take that stuff with you into space. Because you went through stuff.
Beep, beep,
And
beep.
you're just pressing random buttons and levers.
It's really
There's-
fun
it's
though.
so
It sounds
good.
awesome.
There's no wrong answer. Boop, 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 boop.
Life support systems online.
Bye.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
All systems are good. Oh, they don't even make you click on the
Time capsule?
Yeah,
No.
because it was in the checklist, so I thought you had to do it. I guess that means you don't have to deal with a bunch of spam from
Are you
people that don't
sure
want
you
to deal
don't
with it.
wanna-
Yeah. I'll watch this first when we come back.
Hey, weird birds.
Why are there birds on your rocket?
Weird,
I
weird,
love this
weird,
ending.
weird ray birds.
Bye, birds.
Time capsule jettisoned, and it was empty.
Oh well.
I played this game for 5 hours today, and that was just the final part.
She's played this game for 2 hours and 50 something minutes today.
How long?
Did she?
Sub
Yeah.
three.
Was this actually a good time for her?
Sounds like it.
Sub 3 once you take out the pause.
Yeah. We'll have to find out how long the playthrough was after I edited it, because the whole time we were paused, it was counting up time on our save.
Yep.
And I forgot to save at the spot I normally do to check how long I have. Look, there's the mountain island. Hello, mountain island.
Oh, you don't have a save
Hello,
to check the
there's
time on.
There's the floating island. I don't, because I forgot to save in front of the... I
It's
don't
fine.
know.
We've
And
got the
look.
recording time now.
Look, there's the Arctic DLC right there.
Oh, the ice.
Coming soon to a Subnautica near you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to go watch this weekend's episode of Doctor Who after this.
Ooh. It is Sunday night.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I hope there's not giant spiders again.
The ocean.
Wait, she can still talk to you out here?
Yeah,
She's a spirit right now.
or something.
Or something.
Something.
Maybe she's just in you now. Maybe she brain infected you.
Yeah. Maybe that enzyme was actually the way that they populate the stars.
Yeah. Space sperm of the brain.
Maybe that's why their enzymes can cure the disease, is because they actually manifest the disease and then they cure it in species in order to spread their DNA across the stars.
This lore got complicated.
Yeah.
You beat it.
Yay!
You beat
Yeah.
Subnautica.
If my count is right, that's like
Commander Rant Diaz. What the heck?
Yeah.
that's like no longer than like 258.
So that was a really good time for her, despite the agony she was
Yeah,
feeling.
the
'cause she-
Oh god, I could have done so much better. That
So you
was,
were losing your mind because you knew people were watching.
well, because we had figured out that when you have the escape menu open, so you can do the save file and stuff. Whenever you have that open, it's still counting towards towards your time. Well, if I don't have you guys around, I'm pausing that every like 15 minutes to
So you
snack
actually,
on
so
something.
you constantly don't know how long the playthrough
deal with
is.
the cat or something like that.
Have you had a single playthrough where you didn't pause?
No.
So you know, this is your first time where after editing we'll actually know how long one of your playthroughs
Yeah.
is exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And there were definitely tons of moments there where I could have shaved more time off.
And your
because-
playthrough was feature length. it's kind of a long movie, but it's a movie.
It's a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Part 2, not part 3.
Or extended version.
YouTube and Twitch streamers everywhere.
Yeah.
Subnautica wiki community.
Yeah, that's where they're like, thanks, Markiplier, who has a doll in this game.
What?
He did
Yeah.
hundreds, maybe even 1,000 hours in early access. He was one of the main people.
Dang.
There's
Getting
like a Markiplier
Permission to land.
like bobblehead that talks.
Oh.
You find one of the life pods.
1 trillion credits.
Oh, so he got to die?
Oh, I think the end number actually is different each time. It said 1 trillion credits. I think last time I had 3 trillion credits.
Oh, you think the number changes?
I think the number at the
That's
end
weird.
changes. So
They heavily
credits,
advertise
they-
their shirt on the screen.
Wow.
Buy our shirt that spoils the final creature of the game. That's a weird choice to just show
Alright.
that on the front screen. You want to show your previous playthrough times on there?
when was the last time I saved? Yeah, that's way
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't
That's a
build
half
the
an hour
Cyclops.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
you standing on the rocket platform at 2 hours and 54 minutes before.
Yeah, that's 2 hours and 54 right before.
And an old
launch.
playthrough.
And then 3 hours for
The day before. Yeah, you're.
Dang.
Yeah, no,
hours,
there's
14,
a noticeable lack of
3
sea
hours,
moth silhouette and prawn suit silhouette on these save files.
That one
You
I
have, you have the
wasn't
you have,
anything.
you have
So-
the, you have the second and fourth silhouettes on each of these.
So when you see the 5 hours to 3 hours, that's when I discovered the menu pause.
So you stopped pausing as long.
Yeah, I stopped pausing as long
Yeah.
because some of these, like the 6 hours or the 9 hours, because I think the 9 hours was one of my speed runs, but I think I paused it partway through and spent an hour talking to you with the menu open.
Yeah, the 9 hours was your-
that the day that I was freaking out?
It might have been, yeah. Yeah, it might have been.
The 9 hours was your first concentrated effort to beat the game as fast as you could.
There were
Yeah.
There were sessions
so,
of
It was going to be
Subnautica.
long, but then I also paused it for the menu.
Yeah.
There were sessions of Subnautica where I would cope by just going to Ashley and just telling her what happened in that session so far, and then she would just sit there and not respond because she can't say anything about anything.
I actually gave almost spoilers about those crab squids, though.
Look at the dates there, though. So you decided to do the speed run almost a month later.
What do you... Oh, yeah. Well, I think there were a couple in here that I had deleted
Oh,
at some
okay.
point.
All right. You were
There-
you
there
weren't
were
happy with
definitely
them, so you didn't keep them.
I deleted some of the like creative mode ones where I was just trying to figure out best path stuff and things.
Okay.
And you can see up here I do have a freedom mode when I was just trying some stuff.
Dang.
But yeah.
Well, I finally got to watch you do one of these speed runs.
Yay!
This was fantastic.
Subnautica.
Subnautica.
I'm pleased with my time.
Keith,
Even
you've
though
now
it's 10 hours.
invested a lot in Subnautica today.
Yeah,
a lot.
I've been watching Subnautica gameplay or playing Subnautica for like 8 hours.
You've gotten to see end game twice today.
Oh yeah, that was weird. It went faster the second time.
A little bit.
That was a weird experience.
That's fun.
I spent about as long trying to take a fun photo as you did making the entire rocket.
To be fair, my first playthrough, I went concentrated really hard on that time capsule. And then I don't care now.
Your first playthrough where you beat the game.
Yeah, my first playthrough where I beat the game. And even the first
Which
time
didn't happen until after Keith started this series. So
Yeah.
That's because he called me out in the first episode.
Yeah, for months I would be playing all these different things and time was just passing and you were just like, yeah, I'm gonna go play more Subnautica and never beat it.
And since you started that series, she
Yeah.
has not only finished the game, but is now under a 3-hour on a speed run.
Which I guess what you always said was that you always played the surface part of the game and not the part where you go down more, basically.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
that-
didn't want to bother with that.
I didn't
Probably because
wanna
you didn't want to
bother.
make vehicles.
Yeah,
So you always just wanted to hang out in like the area the sea glide was viable in.
With the sea moth, yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
my thing. Was I couldn't go any further than the sea moth.
So you're just hanging
I
out
didn't
in the
wanna
top
bother.
500 meters for like a year of
900?
playing.
Fully upgraded sea moth goes down 900.
Yeah, but it really doesn't sound like you were in the river.
I was in the river. The
Were you
deepest
just
part
did
of
you just not want to ever go to the dragon, basically? You just wanted to never go to the lava area is what was stopping you?
Yeah, I thought that the lava would be a lot more painful than it turned out to
But
be.
it's two really quick zones.
And I'd heard horror stories about the sea dragon, and then the couple of times I did venture into it, the fog there is so heavy and my eyes don't process it properly, so I would always get really lost and turned around and confused.
Yeah.
And so I actually spent like an hour and a half in creative mode with my sea moth, mapping out every single pinnacle on that lava castle, figuring out exactly what I needed to go between, and if you go back in the speed run, you can see me going through the keyholes, and that is very specific to the only way I know how to get to that spot. And if I were to go on the other side of that lava castle, I would get so turned around, I would not be able to find my way anywhere. So yeah.
But now it's no problem.
I've still
and
never-
you can go in there with the sea glide.
Yeah.
I made it through my playthrough and I never got attacked by the sea dragon.
That's pretty good.
He just was there and I was like, oh, look at him.
I'd say like every other time I'd say most of the time I don't get attacked by the sea dragon, but there have been the like one or two times where one hit will kill you instantly, not even time to like apply a med kit, just enough time to hear roar, death.
This is the paradox too of if you're there in person, he's after you. But if you're there in Cyclops, you have stealth mode. Because if you just turn the Cyclops off, it's like it doesn't exist.
Oh.
No one cares about
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
But it's like, it's not doing anything. I guess it's not alive. And so nothing
Come on,
attacks
stalkers should like it.
it. Stalkers are too small to do anything to it.
Yeah.
Like gnaw
Yeah.
on any.
Oh, there's a lot of small to medium animals that just make loud banging noises out, but that doesn't do anything.
Oh, it's really fun running into a spadefish with your sea moth because they
make the
sound
they make the
they
loudest
these
sound
really
ever.
loud thunks, and they like take 10% of your health with your sea moth. There's thunk.
As you,
Congratulations, you ran into a rock.
Yeah, as you roadkill a bunch of animals with your submarine.
Yeah. No, it's pretty amusing.
Well, that was Subnautica, everybody.
That's
Nautica.
Nautica, thank
Ashley
you.
did it. I sat here.
Yay.
Now you can get her to come do other content on your channel.
I made it an immersive experience by spilling water in the room, like as if the submarine we weren't using had taken damage.
Yeah, or if we all just walked through the hatch all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Now there's water everywhere. Yeah.
There's a wet spot. Try not to step on it.
So Keith, when
Or
are,
you'll have
when
a
are
wet
you
sock.
playing? When are you going to speedrun Subnautica?
Never.
He's
tried.
never. Are you ever gonna launch the game again?
I might launch the game again. It's a fun, neat little game.
Should launch it in
And
creative
all the scary
mode.
stuff's really disillusioned at this point.
Yeah.
Because I've seen most of the things. But probably the next time I launch the game is probably just going to be when the expansion comes out at some point.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Or when I'm testing VR.
I'm trying
whenever I
really
get
hard
that.
not to see any of
I probably won't leave the coral area if I put VR on.
VR already. Oh, VR already exists for that.
yeah,
but you don't have it.
yeah. The barrier is the massive pile of money.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.